Hello and welcome. My name is Rob Kaler Noir, and we are here for the Convergence Season 2, Episode 4. We are back after apparently a far too long summer vacation where all kinds of settings got changed in Windows, and I did not accurately update all of the settings. So, sorry for the slight... Hopefully this is the last tech issue. We were a little delayed at the beginning because of other tech issues. Anything else goes wrong, we're just going to sit around and play a game of Truth or Dare for the rest of the night or something. Because I'm not sure we can do too many more tech issues in one sitting. But we should probably get around the table and get this game up and going with our usual round of introductions as to who we are, where we can be found, who we're playing tonight. And thanks to the idea of a Halloween wedding, the question for the evening now is, so what does this character's ideal wedding look like? When the time comes, what would they like to see? Don't have to go over the top. I don't need full color schemes and song selections, but just, is there a theme? And we're gonna start the round with that other pawn because I know she has already dedicated headspace to this idea, given that her character is coming into the game already engaged, and I refuse to believe that in that particular couple, neither of them have put any thought into what the wedding will look like.
Look, yes, I'm actually making a whole journal for Aveline, so I have considered these things. It's right here if anyone wants to follow my TikTok. Anyway, I'm that other pond. I'm playing Aveline tonight, the human fighter, and yes, she is engaged. And for her, the ideal wedding is somewhere very quiet, where it's basically just her and her bae and whoever has to officiate the wedding. Probably up near, like, away from the main city of where she lives and where the rebellion is currently going on, and further up into the woods towards the mountains. Very quiet, very personal.
Small.
Very small. No one's there who does, literally just the person who's officiating it.
Courthouse style.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Cool. We're just going to do around the table then. So we're going to kick it over to Tiffany.
Hey, I'm Tiffany, and I am playing Sib, which is funny because I just realized I pulled up the wrong character sheet. I'm your favorite human ranger. Now, I have to be specific. Is it what Sib has imagined her wedding's like, or what she knows her wedding's going to have to be like?
Let's hear what Sib wants it to be. That's what matters.
Oh, Sib wants, outside dinosaurs swooping, a lot of parkour stuff, nice, super relaxed and a big party, just swinging from the trees, having a good time. That's what Sib would want.
She's expecting the horse-drawn carriage with the trumpet fanfares and
there's a lot of very embroidered gold, stiff, uncomfortable, no parkouring in these garments going on.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how fate plays that particular storyline out for our characters. NLK?
I am Nightlight Night, or NLK. You can find me here on Twitch, but tonight I'm going to be playing Katazar, or Katie, who is sorry, Finn is nosing my side, half orc forge cleric, and I think honestly her ideal wedding would be in tandem, Sam and JB officiating, and it's gonna be on a beach, and so very flowy garments, very small. I think we're all kind of we just want it to be very close friends. None of us are yes, let's have giant weddings, except maybe Sam. I don't know. But yeah. But yes, so at the beach, and then at the end, after the ceremony is done, Katie, if, depending on the stature of her partner, will pick them up, and then everybody runs into the ocean. And then the party starts.
Aww. That's a fun take on a beach wedding. All right, Molly, bring us home.
Hi, everybody. I'm Barely Molly, and I play Samantha Metal and also JB. Sam is the Gnome Artificer, and JB is the Steel Defender. Sam's wedding. All right. So you were correct in that it is different. I'm thinking she literally will build a theme park to have the like Dismal Land, like the Banksy Disney World that's like messed up. But it's also like that meets Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So it's like made of candy. And then it's all the Metal family, but not just like her brothers and sisters, but then their families and cousins. It equals out to be like 500 people alone on her side. So it's a big event. I think that's why she has to build an entire theme park for it. And of course, she's going to get Katie to officiate as her religious best friend and roommate, but you will be dressed as like a very insane looking like Cinderella, but like terrifying looking. And you will be lowered down from the ceiling. JB will be like behind the scenes because he's the best man. And it's a whole event though. It's like a show. There's pyrotechnics as well. I thought you literally said it, and I was like, it's like a weird concert. Like it's just insanity.
That'll work. I have no notes. That's very on brand, and it's fun to hear the variations on the various themes around the table, which is really neat. And my name is Rob, aka Lantern Noir. I get to be everybody else. And that's sometimes some of the fun, especially when you remember what those NPCs are capable of. As I did forget with an NPC between seasons 1 and 2. So we'll see what happens. Streaks have to end at some point. Okay, fair enough. So again, a very brief thank you to Bravo for gifting this up, and to Owl for coming in right now and dropping into the follow to be part of our game. And Wooly, thank you for feeding into the Book of Fate as a friendly reminder. Everyone is welcome to support the game by giving the party an edge in the various combats or non-combat situations by letting them re-roll from the Book of Fate. Or you can also take advantage of our Stream Loots cards, which will let you actively change the flow of the game on the spot. And we just ask that you kind of keep things in mind that they get one reroll per attempt. And at some point, if it gets nuts, I will turn off the cards. But we haven't had to do that yet because you all are pretty cool about it, which I respect. So the story thus far, season 1 saw the group set off on a mission in order to, the multiverse is collapsing. These collapse pieces of pocket dimensions have fallen onto Reality Prime, which is where those of us in the real world watching this on Twitch, live. That has brought in characters like Aveline and Katie from these other dimensions. And over the decades since the first event, things have gotten crazier and crazier, up to the point where at some point, for example, gnomes came through, and now they just live here. Indeed. And so that's kind of our setting. This group of high intelligence, high capability, high drama, and high moral standing adventurers. I only say that because there was an hour and a half debate about what to do with a dead body. I think that says a lot about the character. Set out to help find a way to begin to reverse this collapse and peel pieces of the old realities off and send them back from whence they came. They were able to observe one of these events. Tragically, the gentleman responsible for causing that reversal did not survive the process, leaving them with the tools to begin to restore the multiverse to its original state, possibly the knowledge and a healthy fear of what would happen if they tried it themselves. Since then, they've had the opportunity to interact with the Zealots, who, among other things, believe that the work of that individual is too dangerous to be allowed to continue. And they set out to kill him before he could. They weren't able to find him, but they did find someone who was working with him, kidnapped her. These 4 brave souls showed up for the rescue. Wackiness ensued. By the way, Katie's mirror self from our reality prime was part of that group. Further wackiness insane ensued. They were able to make an escape / fight their way out / prove they should be allowed to live / walked out like they owned the joint. It all kind of depends on how you want to define your terms. And that's where we left off. You have major escape from the Zealots. There's a certain amount of understanding, I think, that they let you leave, but not necessarily under the best of terms. Did I miss anything in that particular recap?
Interesting ash monsters, but no. It was good.
I did
We
rather
did
like
decide that you could not lube a gnome through a chimney.
Right.
Yep.
No, we didn't decide on that.
We decided against it.
We decided against it because it only lasts for a minute.
Right. That was
So-
another 40-minute conversation of how
Right,
much
right.
lube was needed to get the gnome,
Right.
a minimized gnome through
And how
chimney where they burn
fast
dead
do
bodies.
you have
And
to
how long?
throw a miniature gnome to get
Yes.
through a chimney and
Right.
not in a minute and
Right.
get out the other side.
right.
that was a very
That was a pretty big point.
that was a lot of fun for me to sit back and just start Googling things.
When train B leaves the station,
Exactly. All kinds of crazy things can follow. You have in your company, Helena is with you, which Rob also remembered because when he sat down to look at some NPCs for tonight, he went, "Oh gosh, that's way too many H's in one scene. I can't do that. I had to rename the NPCs because there's a finite limit on how much alliteration that one man can handle. But if the minutes are being accepted as offered, let's hit the titles and play some D&D.
We are warriors to the very end. We must stay strong. Together we will win. In the universe there is darkness. Danger lurks out there. Danger. The evil tries to get us. It's everywhere. We are powerful. Beside you we will stand. We are warriors till the very end. Together we will win. The Convergence.
All right, and before we kind of get up and rolling, I do want to say a huge thank you for Brookie for bringing your community in on that raid and joining up with all of us. And our monkey, thank you for also adding yourself to our family here at Land Noir Presents. We welcome you. You've got here just in time. You caught the opening titles, and so we're about to dive into the action. The group has made their way out of the Zealots compound. They have successfully rescued Helena. They are about somewhere between 1 and 5 days travel north of the Imperial City that came through the Convergence event so many years ago. And that time range has to do with how fast they want to walk and how many things try to kill them along the way. So, I mean, hey, it could be a really easy one-day walk if everything goes according to plan and nothing weird happens.
Definitely that will happen, 100%.
Also, did we ever figure out why Helena didn't help us in that fight at all?
No, we need to have that conversation. I think
Helena,
this is now a good
Helena.
time to have that
So
conversation.
before we then have that conversation and put Helena on the spot, Rob is going to ask you to give Helena
it.
some grace.
Okay.
And the reason
No,
that,
no. If she was exhausted,
Yeah.
or so, that's all valid. But like, is it exhaustion?
She was really tired from doing the
Wh-
grave, so she decided to be
yeah.
a meat bag.
I believe she was
Useless
digging her own
meat
grave
bag.
when we found her.
she was.
But
She was
yeah,
digging
but-
her own grave.
Have we all rested? Is she of use
Oh.
to us?
Have we
now?
rested yet? I don't
No.
know. You can say
Oh,
you've
I don't know.
rested. I'm
We-
okay if you want to take a
oh.
rest, a short
I didn't
walk
know if
away.
you were doing like a few days travel or not. Like we just walked
you just
out
got
of
out.
the. Oh, okay. Okay,
And-
never
and
mind.
the
Yeah, so I
grace-
don't think we had yet.
The grace
Got
for
it.
Helena that Rob, as the DM, is going to request is directly because Rob forgot she had anything other than book knowledge.
I didn't know if we were like redconning she could do anything at all, or if that was like a situation.
I'm perfectly fine if you want to go, wow, she must have burned all her spell slots earlier in the day and we're going to move
That's
on.
fine.
I'm
Yeah,
cool with
that's
that.
fine.
If
That's
you
fine.
want to interrogate her over it, I guess you can, and Rob will figure out how to roll with it because that's what I do, but I'd rather you not.
It's
we already
fine.
gave her
We-
stank eye during the
Yeah.
battle.
You
so-
really did a lot. Which,
I
What
think
the
we
heck,
did. I
Elena?
think Katie did call her a useless meat bag at some point, so I think she knows.
Yeah.
So I think we're good.
yeah, good nap. Everyone
the point
forgets
was
it
made
happened.
very clear.
Yeah. You know, it is what it is.
It's really been a rough 3 days.
It has. You've had a lot happen.
It's been 3 days, you guys.
It's
I
not very
know.
long.
3 days since we nearly got sucked into another Convergence event and we watched Ted die. Which
And
was
I
a good
lost
highlight.
And
A
ruined
lot of
Alan's
years of
chances.
life, I think, too. I have
True.
white hair.
Yes.
For you,
Just a
it
patch.
has been a really long.
It does work well. It
The last
really
3 days have felt like 5 years.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Talk amongst yourselves. Keep going.
In character or out of character?
I don't care, but I need to write this email while I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
I see what
Okay.
you're doing.
All
Thank
Yep,
you. Yeah.
yep.
Okay.
Okay, so we're Katie,
Yes.
are you like good? We kind of just met your like human family. They
I'm-
weren't cool.
I think met
No,
might
they.
not be the right word so much as
Well,
treated poorly.
no, I would say it's one of those very interesting things of you see a lot of yourself in someone, but it doesn't. She didn't feel like me. She looked like me, and there were similarities, but I don't know if I would have acted the same way that she did. I feel like there were enough differences between us that I can view them as much as as much as I am still processing the whole thing. I feel like I can also distance myself a little bit from that.
I mean, sure. Did you see how short they all were?
They are very short. That is very
I
true.
mean, compared to you,
It's true.
there was a
It's-
lot of distance.
That's true. I just can't help but wonder how where the similarities stop and where they begin, because I'm not sure if we need to move farther away. It seems like as though we passed their trial and test, which I still don't understand how a fight against something that was not them was a trial, but that must
Perhaps
be
it was like a guardian? Or
perhaps it did not seem. Why would they have guardians of their made out of the dead? That
very
is something
strange.
very foreign to me. And I don't know what to do with that. But I do think that we need to figure out what our next steps are. And that Helena, where do you need to go home? Where do you need to go? Because we will take you a certain way, but we cannot escort you anywhere.
unless you want to go to the city.
We are
What?
not your escorts.
Well, I quite appreciate that. I'm not sure where I should be at this moment. I suppose I should return to the watch post, but everything there is destroyed.
Yes, your watch post is gone.
I'm not even sure
And-
the gate survived.
They likely will come back there looking for you.
I'm sorry, the
if they knew you were
gate?
there.
Well, yes,
What do you mean the gate?
The
what
tool
gate?
for moving goods and supplies between the watchtower and the city.
You don't
We
have a
didn't s-
dragon deliver them by any chance?
Oh, why would I do that? Who trusts
We've just seen a
Oh,
dragon
Sam.
around. So it is not. So a gate, like a gate, as in a door opening to the city from your watchtower.
Yes. Yeah. Well, how else would I get supplies? I couldn't quite walk all the way back to town.
Oh, we thought a courier brought them, or so. Like, you ever heard of a horse in a cart? Like,
Well, it's terribly inefficient.
yeah, we didn't know you had a magical door into the city.
Well, did you
That
ask?
might have been.
No,
I do feel though, Helena, that might be something that comes up.
I feel like
when-
we did talk about it at one point.
did we? I don't remember.
Well, about how she communicated with the city, but I don't think we ever mentioned the gate. So maybe not. Sam's pretty curious. I'm sure something came up at one point.
I mean, either way, I would love to see.
What's left of it?
Yeah. So I'd be down to go see if that's still there, because I remember I rummaged through the wreckage and I didn't find anything that was like gate-like, right? Like I'm pretty sure I'd see a portal to a city.
If it was active, absolutely. But you weren't
Okay.
really looking for the inactive magical pieces of one.
Sure. Do you think we could? Do you know how to repair it?
Oh gosh, no, that's a totally different division.
I bet I could figure out how to repair it, though.
What does it normally need to maintain this gate? How do you fix it? Is it magic? Do you need stone? Is it
You need someone from the division that handles the transportation of goods and equipment to watchtowers.
Right. So
Helena,
you need
how
a
are you-
Sam, is what you're saying.
Helena, how are you so smart and so unhelpful at the same time?
Well,
You are so smart in so many things, but then we are asking you questions about your home, and you have things in your home that you do not know how to operate?
I know how to operate. You push the appropriate crystals on the frame, and the gate opens to allow equipment to go one way or the other. I can write messages, place them in parcels, activate the gate through the command keys, send it through. I feel as though you're asking me to explain how something works the same way I might ask you, how exactly do you create the healing energies in order to cure someone who's been injured? Please
I
get into
take-
the fine details of it.
I pray to the god of the forge, and they bless me, and then I act as a conduit to carry out their will.
And how do they do that? How exactly does the body close the wounds? How do you not know that?
I mean, I believe that if anything can heal, it is as though time is sped up and aided through this magic, through
It's a better
The-
answer than I thought you would give.
Sam has taught me a lot.
It's
about
like a
your
speeding
language.
up of the cellular growth. You know how you get a scab and it takes about 2 weeks for it to fully heal and fall off? It's basically time manipulation, but in a very small, controlled space.
I'm
And
terribly
using
sorry.
the energy around and of the conduit and of the deity to
But you gotta be
repair.
for real, because I've tried to just like fake
has.
pray to
It
get
did
some
not-
some of that stuff, and I can't. I don't have that.
Do you remember that one time you actually got burned? That was quite funny.
Yeah, that was funny for you.
I healed you.
Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah,
immediately,
yeah,
Sam.
yeah.
It was
and
fine.
another great way
It was
to
very
study
humorous.
how. Yes, oh, it was very funny.
I'm terribly sorry. I'm an anthropologist, not a gate mechanic.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I can figure it out.
How large is the gate? Could a person go through it?
In a pinch, it's been done. It's not recommended. It's not designed for that, but it can be done if absolutely necessary, and one is willing to throw caution to the wind.
I mean,
Why-
you guys.
Why would you throw it to the wind? Wouldn't the wind take it away? And then you would have to chase.
Well, it depends
No,
on the
you
wind.
get rid of
Sometimes
it.
it disperses it. Sometimes it runs it around. Like children.
why would you
there's
want
a
to
lot of
dis-
options.
Why would you want to disperse?
Oh, it's just
Okay.
a
Because
saying.
it's like
It's
in
just a
most
saying.
things, you
Doesn't
hold
mean
on to your caution for the
I
most
see.
part. but
I
this
see.
is
I
a-
understand.
Yes.
I understand. I see.
Yes.
Helena, can you tell us more about what Ted's plan was with Aveline?
Yes. And then she immediately, as though the conversation was intense enough as it was, now she wants to sit down.
Oh, we could. Yeah, sure.
We still need to move. You can
We can
sit.
look it up.
We should probably
JB
get
will
away
pick
from
her
this
up.
place.
It's fine.
No, if JB can't take her, then literally Katie will sling her over her shoulder like a sack of potatoes.
Wow.
You
Like
know
a meat
that.
sack?
Like,
Is that
Weird,
won't
right?
make you uncomfortable?
She has passed the threshold of Katie's patience, and
it's
that is hard
literally
to
like
do.
Shrek carrying Fiona.
Literally, yes.
Okay, so we are not stopping to have the conversation and sit down
No.
through the stress. We're going to walk through the stress.
You will talk as we walk.
Fair enough. She's
Oh, but you know what though? If you guys look at your spell slots, perhaps maybe a rest is not the worst idea.
Well, but
I
it
do
would be a
agree.
long. I would not be able to recover anything until we fully sleep, and I
Yeah.
don't feel comfortable, at least right now, sleeping out in the open until we are a little bit further away.
Sure. But maybe finding a place to camp wouldn't be the worst idea
What time is it?
eventually.
I'm trying to remember what time we went.
So
in.
we had rested,
and
and
then
then
you
we
had
went
went,
to
rested.
camp.
and then
in,
they
so-
held you for a long time.
They did.
Right.
It was a long day. It's like
It
being at
was
the
a long
DMV.
day.
It was.
I'm gonna scout and see if I can find a good spot.
Let's
to
call it.
rest.
Let's call it starting to get into the later hours. Now that said, you can travel at night if your primary objective is to get distance. You all have cantrips or other tools to create quick light sources to just push on into the night.
How far are we from the watchtower?
Day and a half.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Mm.
Yeah, let's find a place to rest.
Yeah.
I
If we
don't
can-
think they'll come after us. I think they're annoyed enough and happy enough to have us gone.
Sib, if you can find us a cavern or a cave or something that only has one entrance in, I would prefer that than being open to the elements.
So Sib's going off
I'm
to
on it.
scout rather than be present for the walking interrogation.
Well, I'm hoping if I can find something quick.
I
Come on, Fukan. You want?
All right,
Do you want a
fine. We can.
survival?
You
Okay.
can wait until we settle for the night,
I'm
Helena.
just
It's
making
fine.
sure Rob just wants to make sure he's following everybody's plan.
It's fine. We want everyone to hear
I have
it so
no
it doesn't
plan.
have to be repeated because
Yeah.
telephone is the worst. So
And I'm sure it will be a painful experience hearing it once.
right.
Probably.
Wow.
So
So much faith.
so much faith.
So much faith.
We have faith that you will tell an amazingly engaging story and torture
exactly.
us. Yes, we do.
We do.
And it'll be
Unfortunately.
awesome.
Okay, so Sib sets off while the rest of you slow your pace so that you don't get too far from where you were before she has a chance to report back to you. If I have that correct.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see here. We're gonna use those are actually really good. We're gonna hang on to those. As Sib is making her way along, she will roll me a perception check.
Kimmy?
Let's actually see how this looks.
9.
9.
Starting hard. It was almost an 18. It almost doesn't count.
Okay. We're going to go with
Definitely
that.
feels too early to use Book of Fate. So
Does it, though? Does it?
it does.
Okay. So you're making your way along in the darkness looking for, you said you wanted to find a cave or
Yeah,
some spot
someplace-
where you could, like, defend. So maybe like
Yeah.
a basement of a farmhouse kind of thing.
Yeah.
This part of the world, which, by the way, for those that are new, takes place in what we now know in our world as Michigan, specifically the north part of the southeast corner, is not exactly known for mountains and caves. Now, farmhouses far and spread out, much more likely, most of them have some kind of what's called a Michigan basement, which would only have one entrance. A bit more, I think, of what you were hoping to find.
Yeah.
Sweet. As you you go about it, you find one such farmhouse. The building itself is mostly rotted down, having been untouched for 50 years. But the basement looks like you can make your way into it, and it should be probably a good 40-40 space that you can get into underneath the structure and probably not have it collapse on you in the night.
Yeah. Looks good. Well, Fukan do a circuit around the outside. Cause gotta make him useful.
Gotta make him useful. As you're coming back up out of it, you realize that there are two figures standing between you and the path you came up.
Hello there.
Oh, good to see you. We were hoping we'd find some people out here.
Just looking for a place to stay.
Perfect, we have
B&B
one.
around here. Well,
Also,
just
I
do a
think-
perception.
I think this would be a good time to remind Sib that she does have a walkie-talkie because DM said that I could make another pair of sending stones. So you
that's
have
right.
a sending stone that's Robin themed. Remember the Batman
That's
one
right.
is with Juniper.
Can we take a second right now, folks, and just talk about what a pro player for Dungeons & Dragons looked like? What you just saw there was the smoothest as silk way of guaranteeing that under no circumstances I can stop this, because she used the magical phrase, as the DM has said. Did you see how seamlessly that slid into what she said? Like, folks, make note, that's a pro move.
I mean, you can say it's bad signal if you want, but I'm just letting you know that that exists, Sib, because you might have forgotten, Sib.
You know what? It's entirely possible because they startled me.
They're both dressed in matching green coats with what color did I end up putting on there? I forgot now. Let me take a quick peek. But they have like a similar color down the turnbacks. And they're both wearing the same green military caps.
Do they have armbands?
They do not have armbands?
Okay.
You were really unsure.
No, I'm more of like,
the
why are
shiny
you asking me if they have
uterus-shaped
armbands? You're
icons
not there.
on
Because
the-
the
I have
college
notes.
plays.
The college has armbands. We
Yeah, with-
stole the armbands.
with the
Because
the
remember, we made
uterus
our own.
I took notes.
Oh, I
infinite
remember that.
divergence, the beautiful uterus-shaped symbol.
Didn't we
Yes.
change that?
Oh,
we
you might have,
kept
we
it.
didn't.
Yeah,
We did
it's
not
forever
change it.
staying that way because it's incredible and I love it.
It was
Can
glorious.
we, once again, folks,
can
this is why you recruit a diverse team for all of your graphic art design.
Can I do an insight check on these guys? I don't recognize this attire, I'm assuming. It's a little out of my normal
You know
way,
what?
but I've
Give me-
traveled.
No. You might. Give me a history check. Technically be current events, but we're going to use...
-1 and I get a 17. +5 and I get a 9.
Hang on. There we go. Because I know you all enough to know that would happen. So we're gonna quash that one. Now it had two of your characters. That could happen. But anyway, knock it off. Please make like Elsa. Let it go. Like I said. Anyway, what you recognize is that coat and the turn back is easily identified as members of the Loyal Legion, which is an Imperial army force made up entirely of people who are either freshly moved into the Imperial City from other areas around or can trace their lineage back to members of Reality Prime. It was first started shortly after the Imperial City dropped in order to raise a local army to support the Empire as it reestablished its dominance. It's kind of the equivalent of the Foreign Legion, but local.
Right.
So you didn't have to be an actual member of the Imperial Army to join.
Okay. Right. Am I correct that you guys are you members of the Loyal Legion?
Oh. 7th Regiment. Company Gibbous.
What are you doing all the way out here?
Well, company was sent out this way, and well, we set up with a new captain, and we've been helping her do the two of them do what they need to do out here. The captain and her partner.
Oh, well, who's your captain?
Well, she's just up the way.
Please. I'm traveling. I've been traveling around a lot, and will eventually make my way back to the Imperial City. So I'm.
Well, this is most fortuitous. She sent us off to forage for foods, and we bumped into you, and we've got some supplies. We can take you and those back.
Excellent. Let me give me a minute. So I'm gonna find out I'm gonna pull out the Batman.
Oh, what you got there? Hang on now. Well, what's that you're playing with?
Oh, just one of these fabulous. I know you're not gonna believe it. I know the most amazing artificer. Shh, though, because she's very shy.
And what's it do?
Well, stay tuned. Watch this.
No,
Watch
no,
this.
just don't.
No,
Just tell me.
Trust me.
And then one
Trust me,
drops
and
his
I'm gonna
halberd
pop it.
and says, "Just tell us."
I'm trying to, but trust me, you will not believe it until you see it. Trust me. If you don't trust me, take 10 steps back. Okay, you'll love it. Trust me, you'll love it.
Can you do me a favor and I don't know, roll something before they charge at you?
Oh my goodness.
I'll let you you tell me what it is you're trying to pull off so they let you get away with this.
I just want to make a call, and I don't want to bother fighting them, and I certainly don't want to turn it over to them, which will be their next question. Is there a tree nearby? Or can I just go up the side of the house? I have nothing good. I have like zeros or negative ones on anything that could possibly be useful.
So instead of talking your way out of this, you're going to run.
I was thinking more climb, but I mean, I don't think
Semantics.
they're bad guys. I don't necessarily want to run. I just don't want them to hit me. And I guess I could roll a survival.
Well,
I mean, I could try a deception. I don't have charm. Darn it. I don't know.
Why would you need charm in this campaign?
That's not my department. That's Sam's and Katie's. I mean, more charming than I am.
That look.
I believe my department is getting into trouble.
If Sam's the charm, we are in so much trouble in this campaign.
From a scale from 1 to 10, my friend, you're fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so the one's got a halberd. What does the other one have?
They both have halberds.
Oh, they both have halberds.
Tragically, they don't have a lot in the ways of weaponry.
Right.
Depending on your point of view.
Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna have Fukan buzz him.
Well, you
Fukan
make
can buzz him and distract him. I'm just gonna give you a quick call.
well. Oh, okay. So Fukan goes in and starts.
Yeah, just play with him, and I'll be like, I found a place to stay, but there's members of the Loyal Legion too. They're not the smartest, but there's a bunch more in the area. I don't know if there's a limit on words.
Location?
Over.
Location?
Oh, right. I give it to them. 17 trees past the waterfall, and then on the right.
In what direction, Sib? You are a
saw
scout.
which direction I went. Northeast.
Okay.
Think about. Oh, I think
I love how you gave us all. You're in danger. You found a place, and then you
There's
were
just
gonna
like 17 trees past the waterfall.
That is art.
Civ is just like, I am in grave mortal danger. That's not important right now.
It was pretty much like a haiku. Just like
and you get 25 words. I don't.
In there, Sim said, "I don't know how many words I get as well."
And I have fully told you 6 times in this campaign how the walkie-talkies work.
That was season 1. That was 3 whole days ago.
It wasn't even 3 whole days ago because we did the exact same thing to talk to Juniper.
Oh, we
Which
did.
was this morning. That was this morning, Sim.
I think I was trying to give Aveline friends. I'm a little stressed.
Oh
Actually, that's pretty much on par with how Sim would have given directions.
Yeah.
So
I think Sam is fully screaming into the walkie-talkie, knowing that her voice got cut off at "son of a," and then it got cut. It's just her screaming. Sam, why?
Well, you saw which direction she went, so I guess she'll assume you just follow her straight.
So okay. So
When I'm done with this, though, Fukan can go direct him back.
So Rob can catch a breath here, make sure he understands mechanically what happened because he's still getting used to having artificers in the game. She gets one message spell, so she sends you a message.
Yes.
You get
and
to send
I can
one back, and that's
respond.
it.
That's it for the day
That's it
until
for
a
the
long
day.
rest.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's cut scene. Sib has found people. She's somewhere.
To the northeast, 17 trees past a waterfall, there's a farmhouse. On your right.
You did not say that in the first one.
Well, I
Sib.
did, but not that way.
Right. That's the thing is, okay.
Yeah.
When you pushed the button and kept talking, it wasn't working at that point. So I would love to know how these 3 brilliant people are going to figure out how to find you.
Aveline has pretty good survival, so I'd like to follow her tracks, bolting.
I would like to investigate for dinosaur prints.
Fukan flies.
I've seen him walk. I've seen him walk.
Looking for
doesn't
tracks.
fly
He's
all
I
the
also like that
time.
you're trying to pull investigation for tracks.
Well,
She wouldn't be Molly if she didn't try to get an investigation roll at least once every 30 minutes. Willie, can you reset the timer on that, please? Roll your survival, please.
12.
She wasn't trying to hide her tracks. So that absolutely works. You find her tracks and you start off running.
Yeah, like full speed running.
She went
You
this way.
follow with Elena.
She didn't even say that. She's just. It's true. She probably couldn't keep up.
No, she couldn't keep up. It's between that and dragging her behind. So we're taking the better option.
We're showing her grace, remember?
I know, we're showing her grace, so she's slung over Katie's
She's
shoulder like
keeping
a
up
pack of
with
potatoes.
you.
No!
She's
There's
an
no way.
academic.
She
We've
has
gone
some
over this
pride.
meeting. She
Tired
doesn't
digging
have
her
very
own
much
grave.
physical skill.
she might have had pride, but we might have just taken care
I
of
think,
that.
yeah,
for
you
her.
finally, yeah.
We're taking care of that pesky pride thing.
To be fair, I think the pride was left in the grave she was digging
Right.
earlier today, okay?
Fair.
She broke Katie's patience. Katie broke her pride. There we go.
We're even now. Is that how that works? I
Yep.
can live with that. I can live
There
with
we go.
that. All right.
I would love for when like they come bursting in for like to be playing cards with the guards or something. I figure once I'm done, like Fukan can take off to find them, and I'm like, so guys, sorry about that. It's just a communication device. Super cool. Anyway, nice halberds.
They will want to know who you sent that message to once Fukan lets them actually get a square thought before.
The rest of my party. I'm the scout ahead.
And how many?
Thought you had figured that out.
How many of them are how many?
There's just 5 of us total. We're fine. I have to worry about. How many of you guys are here? Like, this is so exciting. I have not run in to the Loyal Legion in forever. Let me tell you, my dad used to talk about you guys. He said you were awesome. And I'm just gonna go out and BS.
Right. So in your traveling company, how many are there again?
I said 4.
4. And
How many in yours?
well, yeah, but the company left the city with 30 men and women aboard.
That's a pretty good sized army. Nice.
No, it's a standard company.
Well, how many are still with you, or have you dispersed as you've gone?
There's been some dispersal.
Was it because of Knowles?
Oh, no. We avoided those pesky things. As Robert remembers, it's only
you
been like 3
avoided them?
days since you killed them
Yeah.
all, so.
Well, 4,
4.
I think,
Yeah.
since we killed them. You avoided them. Interesting.
Well, that the as we understood when we came up this direction, the dragoons were handling most of the frontage on that.
Oh, yes, wonderfully. They really did. They're top notch, those dragoons.
Not a fan, I understand.
Yeah, they have their moments.
But we should get going. Why don't you,
Right. You said you got a commander up here. I'm so excited to meet him.
why don't you
Her,
start
sorry,
walking
her.
and we can your friends can follow the trail.
Well, I can't lead. I don't know where you're going.
And one goes this way.
I'll go with him. Oh, come on. I haven't done anything stupid. We reset the clock, right?
Okay. And they lead you down a trail that opens up onto an abandoned road, and they follow that for a distance before they peel off onto some farmland. And a few moments later, Aveline bursts out of the tree line to a dilapidated, collapsed house.
Not knowing the situation, because I'm assuming, would I have to re-roll for the trail?
Yep.
Okay, I'm assuming she's inside this house.
Who told us
I am
that?
sorry, but that's the direction I was given.
I'm
sense.
for
So
sure.
may I investigate this house?
Oh my god.
Go first for Sib.
Yeah, I have slid into DMs. Every couple of feet, I'm just DMing into a direction. See, when I get a hold of you, I'm gonna slap you upside the head. I've told you 47 times how to use these. And I'm just going. going.
At least one of those I should be able to hear, right?
It's within 120 feet, so I'm just redoing.
Well, certainly
this
by the time
message.
you get to the house, I'm close enough.
Well, 120 feet. That's
Not that far.
not that far.
It's not.
That's 4 downs in football. So
Not walking that fast.
Yeah, I feel like we're fully sprinting
they're sprinting.
after
They're
the
close
message. So like if they're
Yeah.
walking,
And I
we
feel
would
like Sib,
eventually.
even if she's going with them willingly, she's a teenager. She's
Oh, yeah.
dragging her feet.
Yeah.
100%.
Also, I know they're coming, so
I gotta pee. It's hot. My foot hurts. My
traveling all
shoelace is
day.
undone. My
Do you have any
sock fell
snacks?
down. You know.
Oh, I could totally go for some goldfish. Do you have any goldfish? What about Chex Mix? Oh my God. Have you guys tried Twinkies? And I'm going to pause and pull out. I know I've got some. Oh, here we go. Trust me. You're
Okay.
going to love them.
So as you start to as Sib starts to drag her feet, they are going to attempt to use their weapons to prod her into a bit more speed. How would she like to handle that? Because to be clear, they want to get you
Acrobatics just out of the way.
where they're
Yeah, they're
going
jerks.
a little bit faster.
The one on my left,
Yeah.
because I think that's the hand with the crossbow. Can I just reach down to their belly and cock the crossbow? Say, you can relax a minute. I'm coming with you willingly. There's no need to be rude.
Roll me intimidation, please. Good enough.
9. Ooh, yay.
It was not a hard roll.
I didn't know.
She had a weapon trained on them. Well, I'll make that an easy DC.
Excellent.
You really need to invest in some. We have to figure out how to up some of your social stats if you're going to keep being a face character, though.
There's a lot of things that Sib's doing that she didn't really intend to, like being down a weapon, being a face character. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm gonna have to refine my etiquette training.
Although I do think we need to update the graphic slide below to between now and next week to label your character as a self-kidnapping scout.
Yeah.
I think that is a label that
That's
is
a great name.
going to stick.
I also really think that needs to be a T-shirt right there.
It'll be in the merch store tomorrow. Okay. Sue, they definitely slow their walk. This will give time for everybody else to catch up, figure out that the house is abandoned, find the trail, and start down it.
Feel like we're still running. She's not there. Like,
I'm just gonna talk loud, just nice and loud.
because did you actually say that there were people there?
Yeah, I said there's I don't remember if I did. I think I thought I said I found people.
I think we said that you said you found people. I don't think you
Either
actually
way,
said-
she sounded
I
in a bad
intended to.
spot.
Yeah.
And we
Okay.
do have the agreement that the walkie-talkie is for emergency bad situations. And although
True.
you don't know how to use it, I would hope that you would only use it for an emergency.
To be fair, it is the first time you've trusted me with one, so
Probably the
I've
last.
given it to you like 4 times. You just
Well,
never use it.
so that should be all the clue you need.
So let this be a lesson. Like, I mean, are you sure you want to keep entrusting her with it?
She's the scout.
I could see you giving
I'm gonna
it to
give it to
Fukan.
Fukan next time. Yeah, I'm giving it to Fukan. I'm gonna make him a little necklace with a robin.
You're gonna have to make a
gonna be fun.
translation though, otherwise it's just gonna be like,
If he presses the button, I know shit's gone down. So
good point.
We need to put a tracking spell
Yes.
on the walkie-talkie. That's
Yes.
really what needs to happen.
So I'm just gonna talk nice and loudly to these guys. Like, what's the rush, man?
Okay.
Beautiful
so
woods.
at a certain point, as you make your way along the road and along the deer paths, along the 2-track, which is really where you are now, the rest of the party will come jogging up from the back. As they approach, your 2 escorts are going to push past you onto the 2-track so that you are between them and the oncoming crowd.
Sid,
Wait,
did you find some friends?
Oh yeah. Yeah, a couple of
Okay, we
the,
thought you were
Royal
kidnapped.
Legion.
Then that's fine.
No. I'm investigating like Sam. No, Loyal Legion. Boy, I didn't get you two guys' names. What were your names? We totally passed over the name thing. Sorry, I'm Sib. Nice to meet you.
I still have Helena over me, by the way, so I totally look like this lady.
Yeah, Helena's just doing one of those on your back at this point. Like, okay, enough.
Helena, are these your friends too? She turns around.
I don't recognize them.
Oh, I thought you might.
Please.
These are a couple of the Loyal Legion.
Would you be so kind as to put me down now, please?
No, because if we have to run again, you're just going to slow us down.
These are my friends. By the way, friends, these are the Loyal Legion that passed all of the gnolls, avoiding them. Loyal Legion, these are my friends that destroyed all the gnolls that you wandered away from.
Hi.
Now, to be clear, we were not sent to deal with them. We were sent to investigate other potential disturbances in this region.
I'm so sorry. Did you draw a weapon on our friend over there? Our teenage friend over there?
It's just a little weird flirting from the Legion. Yeah. Sometimes their etiquette's not quite up to par.
I'm not asking you, Sib. I'm gonna have a conversation with you when we make camp about the usage of the walkie-talkies. I've made slideshows.
Right.
We've been through this.
I used it
Did
wrong.
you
I'm
also
gonna
didn't
need
do
you
a
to
TED
pipe
Talk?
down now, Sib. I'm talking to the adults here. Did you point a weapon and or intimidate our teenage companion here, adult men?
I'm just gonna go cute.
I would really think about the way you answer this. Grown adults with weapons pointed at a teenage girl.
They kind of look at each other, and they look down at you, and they look at each other.
Oh no, I'm standing on JB. I'm fully in the air.
Oh,
Power stance.
well, I wouldn't say we pointed weapons at a child. And to be fair, dressed as a runner, a profession,
Not a child.
we
Then why are the pointy ends towards her?
they both kind of like snap up to an attention.
Right.
Now we can
let's-
talk.
Yeah, let's have a conversation here.
Sib, if you would walk over here, please.
What, here? Like,
She's already like
come
by you
on,
guys.
I want to hear the good
Yeah,
stuff.
okay. I thought
Yeah.
you said they were in
No.
between.
Oh no, the other way around.
Oh, no,
they,
Yeah, and Sib was in
Oh.
between them,
yeah,
so
they
that's
made
why
sure
I was
that
saying,
when
saying,
you
like,
came running up, that
Okay.
you had to get past Sib to get to them,
Got
Yeah.
it, got it,
and
got it.
their backs is to where they want to go. So if they want to run, they don't have to run through you guys.
Right. Okay.
They're not necessarily the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they're not spoons.
Why do you think I'm talking so calmly? Everyone's not perfect like us, guys. You have to give them patience.
What? So is this the part now where you show me a bit of grace and put me down?
Helena,
No.
we'll talk about this at camp, okay? We're having a conversation right now.
Unless you can add something to this conversation, you are staying right here.
Perhaps Katie, the Watcher, who's official, might be useful.
I asked her if she knew these people. I showed them their faces, and she said she didn't know them, so I don't see the point.
She knows the Loyal Legion is.
She said
Don't
she
you?
didn't know them. She
Right.
didn't say anything.
I don't know them as individuals, no, but I am familiar with the hierarchy of our military.
Are you familiar with the 7th Regiment Gibbons? Like the monkey?
I'll turn around. Katie will turn around. So she's talking to Helena's talking to Sim.
I think you should just swing her around your neck so that she's like facing forward.
No.
It'd be weird.
Quick getaway. Quick getaway. Sack of potatoes is a quick getaway.
True. Fireman carry.
I'm just happy we haven't shoved her into the vending machine at this point.
Honestly.
No.
So is she?
Yeah, I bet.
Right. So it's Selena. She is now turned around. She is facing. Yeah.
So, I don't know them as individual people, but I'm familiar with the Legion. And they
As
they
a
can't-
watcher, will they recognize your authority?
The gentleman go, well, we're familiar with the Watchers. Once in a while, we have to check in on them out here.
Hey, put her down.
Katie will put her down. Gently. Gently. Won't drop her. Yet.
Well, so the plan is later to pick her up just so you can drop her?
No.
Okay.
It's good to
Unless
keep
she
all of
gives
your
me
options
reason
open.
to. Unless she gives me reason to.
Fair.
We're fine.
But yes, they don't have a lot to say to each other off the bat. Helena will look at you and almost like, well, what do you need? What do you need to know?
What are you guys' names?
Right. Barnes. Marshall.
Barnes?
Art?
Barnes would be
Love it, Art.
that's Marshall.
Is that a title or a name? Marshall.
Last name.
Oh, right. And you? The other one?
Art Marshall.
Barnes.
Wait, is that two last names?
Marshall.
Ah. Well, that was not how it was stated.
You said that there was. Oh, so one's last name is Barnes.
Barnes and one's last name
Mar-
is Marshall.
Got you. I
I now
understand.
understand.
Tracking. Hey,
So what are you
someone
looking
going to be
for out
named
here?
Barnes, all right?
I'm sorry, what?
What are you looking out for out here?
Oh.
Besides
What brings you out this way?
underage girls, apparently.
Hang on now. It's okay, Sam. We already dealt
We're
with
gonna-
the weaponry thing. It's okay. I think they'll be okay. I think they were startled. Right?
Also, this is fully just Sam trying to intimidate these guys into giving away information. I just want to be clear on
Good
that.
point.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
We are, however, we're at about an hour in. I think it's a good time before we get into that background to take a short 4-minute quick stretch, top your water. If you've been enjoying the stream, I hope you've been having a good time. You're going to get to watch a couple of clips. This will be one of our shorter breaks. We just need to take a quick stretch, top some water, and I think I keep seeing one person giving me the private message about a quick pee. So we're going to let them take care of it. All right. We're going to see y'all back here in about 2, maybe 3 minutes. Got herself just stole a ship.
Holy God.
There's a reason they call her the upstart.
Oh my God. Can't even believe that worked.
Gentlemen, I am your new captain.
Yes.
Compliment the staff.
Idly with her hand. So your crewmates.
Yes.
Of a sort, yes.
Excellent. What ship did you come in on?
Fake name.
The good sheep fake name.
Fuck. Should have seen that one coming.
Jeez.
Boy, that sucks. Like, I feel bad for him. I'm like, hey.
I've never seen this before.
Unspeakable brutality.
Yeah, a little closer. Go to the right. Oh no, I dropped down. Oh no, I'm under us.
I think they're sinking.
Yeah, this.
Okay, drop the anchor so we can collect our stuff.
Sorry.
The one that's between Chrysanthemum and her bottle.
Yes. Yes. That's a dangerous place to be for many reasons.
I'm gonna go. Common, Mother Clucker, do you speak it? We need some information. I'm not sorry, by the way.
You're swinging again.
Oh man,
Wow,
this
guy's
guy.
tough.
What's up with this guy?
What?
What? This doesn't happen. This doesn't happen. All right, we're going. Let's go.
Okay.
And followed by the smite. Come on, Timber. We got this.
I mean, if he doesn't go down now, I don't know.
And
but
he finally drops.
Yes.
And is out of the scrap. Gets to the guy in the
Yeah.
safe, yes.
So we assume this guy is bad.
Oh, he's super bad.
Well, you know.
Okay. That's all I needed to know.
Good.
I mean, he keeps on trying
have-
to. He's a dick. He keeps on trying to coerce Irina into coming up to his castle and fucking die, become a vampire lady, and she's not into it.
Well, I mean, you know, okay.
But there's a way to check if you really want to know.
I'm intrigued.
Cut your hand. Bleed in front of her.
Got it.
I mean, but if she's
Yeah, I didn't think I'd do it. I so did it. Smell it?
But like, she could not necessarily
So
be a
pause is right there.
vampire.
Well, you're
She'd be,
saying
like,
that she is a vampire, so.
Or she's like possessed by one, or like
Cutting her hand open.
Or like the
in the middle
leader.
of Strahd's domain.
Wait, her
Sounds
hand
like
or my hand? I just cut my hand open.
Not
Sounds
hers.
like a
James.
fantastic idea. Oh.
I didn't have to cut my hand open. We need to cut her hand open.
Oh.
No.
Come here, girl. Come on.
No, you
I'm
mean to
already
say-
bleeding.
James just like waving his bloody hand in
Like, come
Irina's
on.
face.
Way.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going. Like, do we think it's gonna follow us?
Yeah, can
I'm
we
sure it will.
outrun it? Yeah, I was gonna say, can we outrun it, or is it like something that's just gonna follow us no matter where we go?
I don't think we can outrun it. I mean, it's not going to come any closer for a bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're gonna have to fight
Well,
it
we
out.
could take shelter in the smoldering ruins, right? Because
I don't know if that's gonna help.
We
It's probably
don't know what's in the smoldering ruins.
Well, it couldn't be any worse than this.
We could
Oh,
come
yes,
across-
it could!
We could come across like another giant creature, and then we're fighting two at the same time. And then
But
it's
it
terrible.
could be like Godzilla versus King Kong. So if we run into something even nastier, maybe it won't want to eat us. It'll go after the other thing because they're legends and they have to fight. That's how that works.
No, or they team up against us.
You've had a very fortunate life, haven't you?
Why am I here?
I legit have been screaming this entire time. So you know what? What is the health of
You're
everybody
also
right now?
full health. You want to like come
All right,
back and join
everyone's
the battle?
full health.
Like, no, we're not. The rest
All
of
right.
us are like highly injured. You're on
Yeah,
the
we're
outside
all
full
hurting
health. You wanna,
pretty
like,
bad.
The
help out a little
Jamboard
bit?
says that everybody's. Oh,
refresh.
Refresh
Never mind.
that. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Ember's alive because I just healed for 12. Show us that 12 out of 41.
You were
like
literally
farting
seeing
around
full
on the
health
outside of
this
the circle.
entire
like,
time,
"Come
weren't you,
join
Yansen?
me. I'm full health. Y'all.
Shut
I'm gonna have a
didn't
picnic
have a
over here."
spot on the jam on the thing, and I was just like, oh, I don't know.
I think we broke the.
I'm heading that way. I'll tackle
Oh,
her
she
ass
already has
again.
the potion. She already has the potion.
No, she just handed you the book. And as soon as your hands touched it, she let go and run.
She's not going to take the potion?
She's got bigger fish to fry, like getting her ass out of there. You shot her.
I'm trying to unshoot her to the best of my abilities.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
As you seem to be doing really well with it.
Ooh, that 20.
Which brings us back out. Everyone is appropriately rehydrated or dehydrated as they needed. And we're ready to resume this wonderful exchange where these two poor souls have found themselves facing the wrath of Sam, who would normally be here, but is there because she brings her own steel defender.
And step stool, it turns out.
They do look at the two members of the Legion look at each other and then kind of look up at Sam. We were just taking her back to where we've found a camp with the what's left of the company. The new captain and her partner have got us set up there, and we were out on a foraging mission and we've got some supplies and we found your friend and we thought we'd take everybody back.
What do you mean what's left?
What do you need assistance or something? Is there something wrong?
Oh no, we're well set where we are.
Or did you just see her as someone that possibly was a damsel in distress? Is that the term?
It's the term, but it's not really
exactly.
Oh well, Sib is Sib. I mean, you sometimes are in distress, but I feel like sometimes, like right now,
JB
you two seem to be
make
in
the
distress.
Yeah.
When you say sometimes, you hear JB go like in JB speak. Sometimes.
I was trying to be nice.
Like you all have started to understand JB's like clicks and beeps. Like it's become. Yeah.
It's just funny when
his
JB
shoulders
and
actually
Fukan
tip.
get chatting.
Yes.
To which Fukan nods a few times.
All right, it's
Hey!
she's in distress many of the time, but
I prefer to think of it as ultimate survival mode.
But you know what, Sib? I would never consider you a damsel. So
Thank you. Hang on.
I was about to say you are not considered a.
You're more of a, just stabby, arrowy,
I'm just. Do I look at the guys and one of them goes, "Yeah, stabby." All right, let's go meet the party. Let's see what they got. Do we want to? Well, why not?
What if we meet with your company now that you know that Sib is indeed not a damsel in distress and we are quite fine on our own? What do you intend to do? Are we your prisoners? Are we allowed to leave?
No, there's none of that going on.
There's just been a lot of that recently, and so we just need to communicate that.
That's fair.
If that's what's
We need your
happening right now.
intentions very clear.
Can we read if their intentions are?
Is that an insight check?
Is that an insight check?
That's an insight check, not an investigation.
Dang it.
Are we all doing it?
I don't know.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to.
Sure.
Yeah,
I meant
Adeline's
to
still on
earlier.
edge.
I got-
She ain't
Never
got
mind.
this.
I got an 8. An 8 too?
We're just like, oh yes, they are so trustworthy.
Oh yeah. All right, I seriously cannot be trusted. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Aveline, for
Thank
saving
you,
us
Aveline,
all.
being the only one like,
Let's see.
Empress
Insight check.
Aveline of the many hat wearing agenda with
Duchess?
no intentions of these
Duchess? I believe
underlings.
she's the lady.
Duchess, yes, the royal Duchess, Empress Aveline of all ages.
Indeed.
I forgot the title grows every time Sam says it.
I think I
Oh,
wrote
yes,
it
it
down
does.
at one point.
Oh no, I wrote it down. The General Sir Madam Grace Aveline.
Yes.
Who, as you read them, they are definitely intimidated. They definitely would like you to come with them. They have no intention of causing any of you direct harm.
And
Yeah, I
so
told you it'd be fine.
Aveline just kind of leans in towards Katie, because Sam is on top of JB and Sib is still. She ran for her safety, but still a little distance required. And just says, they don't really seem like a threat. Honestly, I think I don't think we're
That's
in trouble
true.
here.
We probably could cut them down very easily if we needed to.
Very easily.
I'm more concerned about if they take us back to their camp.
Also,
of what
they're
could
not-
happen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not in this cover. I'm DMing both of you separately.
Aveline's just like listening to like both Katie and Sam at the same time, but Sam and her are just like,
I know you're like, no, the voices.
It's I think they have good intentions. They want to be saviors in a way. I think they're looking to help people to feel good about themselves.
Which is gallant of them. However, will we bring trouble to them? If we're being pursued, it doesn't seem like we're being pursued. We've not seen anything that says that we have been, but if they mean no harm, I don't wish to bring misfortune to them because they met us.
That is fair. And
perhaps we can just go meet their captain and then see. Helena seems to have some sort of understanding finally of what of something. She might be able to talk to this captain, but I do think that we should move on
rather quickly. Yeah. At the very least, they could get Helena to a safe place where we will not have to escort her, as you were saying.
Oh, that was it. I mean, not this one.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, sorry. I was double checking something else.
Unless did I miss that? Sorry.
No, I missed you were talking to the guys again.
No, I think Evelyn, you were talking to me, right? I'm sorry, I blanked out.
No worries. I was was pulling an Aveline, which I was reading this chat and also trying to talk at the same time. And my brain kind of had a.
We all had a moment where our brains went.
Buffering.
So like the only people going on. We are having tech issues. And Aveline in this, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's just
yes.
Unless you're right.
I feel like
by
there's
us.
a little.
I mean, I'm standing on top of a 10-foot vending machine, so I don't think I'm in on this.
I just picture Sam like on her stomach on top of JB, just being like.
I'm pretty sure I'm talking to the guys like, yeah, it's okay.
Now, for the
it's
record,
been a rough couple of days.
While you're doing that, the two gentlemen are going to back up the trail a bit, and they're going to whisper among themselves while you're whispering. Leaving Sib in that somewhat awkward, like, I'm not in that conversation, and I'm not in this conversation. And Helena kind of does the same, like, I'm not in any conversation either. Should we talk about something?
So, Helena, look, you've had a rough couple. Are you okay?
I'm a little bruised right here, actually, now that you mention it.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Right through, underneath, like, right across, that's a brother.
Your coccyx, yeah.
Because that's, I mean, that's not cushioned on her now, is it?
No, but she's really cool, and those are very useful.
I appreciate that. I really do, and I understand it's a very important thing that she has them for protection in a fight. But again, not cushioned.
Yeah. No. Hey, have you seen the Legion come through here before? Like, I've heard of them, but I've never really come across them.
I haven't actually seen them up about the house often.
Do they usually come by and like bring supplies or check on you? Well, you hadn't been there that long, had you? A couple months?
Quite honestly, it's usually the dragoons that show up. They're a bit faster. The legions, any infantry, if you will, tends to be a bit more slow moving.
Well, that's true.
It's a bit more powerful, but they're meant to fight more than scout or police. The dragoons are who you send for tax collecting, putting down small things that might rise up. The Legion, like the army, the entire Imperial Army itself, it's a rather blunt instrument, don't you think?
True. I don't know. I find it weird they avoided the Knolls, honestly. Like, I would have thought that'd be why they're in the area.
It's possible. We're not exactly sure when they were mustered. Perhaps they've been here some time before the Knolls became a bit of a burr in everyone's side.
No, they said they avoided them on purpose.
They did now.
I suppose they could have been here a long time, but I would have thought we'd have seen more signs of a camp if they had been here for a while.
We are rather far north.
True. Well, should we go check it out? Come on, what's the worst could
And
happen?
at that moment, you guys have finished your conversation.
Yes,
and
and
they
so
finished
Katie will
theirs.
call out and say, what were their names?
Barnes
Really?
and Marshall.
Marshall and Marshall, or Barnes, Marshall, Barnes and
Marshall.
Noble. We shall
Come
go.
over here.
Barnes,
I
raise
was
your
trying
hand.
really hard not to make that reference because Katie wouldn't know it, but I really wanted to. Anyway, we shall go to your camp and we shall meet with your commander, and then we shall decide if we will stay. Yes, Sam. I think for right now, just.
But they're not in trouble.
Sam, you can't just trust everybody. Let's try.
No, but Oh, we are not trusting them. Sorry, I did not mean to.
I know we're not. But we don't have to assume they're here to attack us. They're not here to attack us. It's fine.
No. I don't mean that. But they told us they're not in trouble. Why are we heading there?
Because at this point, they're also in the same area. We're looking for a safe place to stay.
And maybe off-put Elena so we don't have to carry her anymore.
Oh, yes. Yes.
She's quiet. You can't hear me.
I think she's
Unless
in
you
the
have
huddle.
really
She's
good
in the huddle,
perception. What
fully
is her
in the huddle.
perception, DM? What is her perception? It is
I want
Katie
her stat
whispering.
Okay, please tell me your stage
Katie has a
whispering.
whisper mode?
Yes, she has a whisper mode. To Sam, who's like 10 feet up. Well, not 10 feet up, but like, 2 feet up.
Well, we're past JB.
Great.
JB can block a lot, I'm sure.
As you're debating this, one of the two will. Right, so I'll jog ahead and let everyone know you're coming.
We would prefer if we all stayed together.
Well, let's go then.
If you are all right with it. If you
Can I
mean no
risk going?
harm, then us all traveling together should be fine.
Real quick, one more huddle. Sorry about this, guys. I'm gonna hop down off of JB has some snacks. If you all would like to have a Twinkie, he's great for that. And
I gave him a Twinkie. Oh, I don't know if they took the Twinkies. Did they take
well,
the
JB won't dispense a Twinkie. He'll just dispense like a stale Skittle. Or
I just
something.
imagine with JB's
Just
like
one.
soulless eyes and smile. he's just like,
Well,
No, the
it's
deep fried
spray
Twinkies.
paint,
The deep fried
so it's
Twinkies
just
were
like
good.
drippy, dried spray paint on like flickering lights, just like handing them one Skittle each.
We are the bad guys, aren't we?
Yeah. But okay, I would like to say away from them.
Why, Sam?
Do we not remember the bird of like clouds and magic that warned us that, like, if we didn't immediately go to the city that we were going to be hunted down? And aren't they part of that imperial whatever? Like, I'm just saying
They would have been out for a while. And we are kind of making our way. We've got to rest.
We do. We definitely need to rest. And I would love to check out Helena's house for this portal thing, but also
We don't have to stay with them.
no.
But they're in the area where we were going to stay. So they know we're here. So we either have to move way farther on and lose them.
Right, okay.
Truthfully, if this is
take
who the
a-
Empire sends, it's not much of a threat.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not their only resource, but yeah.
I'm a little snoozy. I'm not gonna lie. I could go for a little snooze, but
I am as well, and I understand you not trusting them. However, I feel like if we are being actively hunted by the sky bird, I feel like they would have recognized Sib or recognized all of us at this point, don't you think? If they know what we look like.
Yeah.
And if we are actively wanted.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think we're wanted in that way anymore. But if we're with guards, essentially, wouldn't that be kind of like we're making contact with the Imperial City? In a
We
way?
can also twist our story to say that we are heading to the Imperial City now.
Okay, I'll do
kinda what I
whatever
said.
you got. I just want you to know I got a hot vending machine. Wink, wink. If you remember what's inside the vending machine, so just
Yeah,
we will be prepared.
We'll
if
do some
anything
stops.
Happens.
And tonight, when we do rest wherever we rest, we will take watch and make sure no harm comes to anyone or anything.
Right.
Definitely.
Okay. All right.
So we're gonna risk it.
JP running too warm? Also?
No, she means the bomb.
Oh.
Right?
Right.
So did you say the bomb?
What did you put in JB? I don't remember. I thought you put it.
all the.
Oh, it was all the stuff from the.
Oh, I thought that you had put a thing. Did you make a bomb at one point?
From the U of M, the Arbor of Ann's plant thing. Yeah. Yes, we do have something very like a bomb.
Yeah. Oh, and the wind-up toy. I have a wind-up toy that's a bomb. Yes.
There's a lot of bad things in JB.
I don't put that in JB.
We're not just talking about the stale Skittles and Twinkies.
No. I would never blow up JB intentionally.
Well, I understand,
okay.
but, like easy access. I understand this, but I understand. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that the books were hot.
Yeah, I need like a couple hours a night to read like a few chapters, and there's like hundreds of chapters, so it's gonna take me a long time to.
He wrote a lot of notes.
It's gonna take me a long time to be able to just erase all this and not be carrying around like hot info. You know what I mean?
But is it making JB uncomfortable if it's hot?
Do you need gloves
It's not
to read
warm.
it?
It's not warm. It's hot in a sense of it is wanted.
Oh.
You know
I
how
see.
the dogs
I see.
wear
I understand.
hats or pants?
Yes.
If something's hot, it's like it's wanted.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think.
All
that
right.
helps, Sam.
I understand. I understand that phrase
Okay.
now.
Okay. All right.
Thank
okay.
you.
Yes. Okay, I'm good. JP takes the Skittles back.
I was like, I was gonna.
No, just from the dudes. Helena gets to keep her Skittle.
I'm gonna rehand them the Twinkies I tried to give them earlier for the. Look. Here you go. These are good. Trust me. Well, yeah. All right, so let's go meet your crew.
Okay.
If it makes you feel any better, we're always this weird, but very nice people.
Yes. Well, right. There's just a rather bit more of you than we expected to run into this far north.
There's just 5 total. I told you there were 4 coming. Well, it happens, but there's rather more of you than we thought we'd run into too. So I guess it's kind of fair.
Yes, that is accurate. That is accurate. Yes, the farmhouse is just up here where we've made our camp. The locals were very hospitable to the company and the new captain and her partner. So it was.
Is her partner Carl Quattlebottom? We have come across their path, and they let us pass. But I wasn't sure.
What was the first commander's name back in? She was really nice.
She was. We have met quite a few many.
And we've met a fair amount of dragoons.
She was some. I don't think I wrote down her. I'm sure I did.
I have her name on my iPad, but it's dead.
Oh no.
It's right on the tip of our tongues. Yeah.
I need to get back to using my my spreadsheet for all of this stuff.
Emberflight.
Yep.
Emberflight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lieutenant Emberflight.
I
Katie
think she's
doesn't take
lieutenant
notes,
anymore.
but NLK does.
Excellent.
Hey, that's the problem with written notes is you can't control F to find something.
That's
very annoying.
It's looking for people to give me better tips on how to keep notes well. Anyway, so we're going with them to their camp.
Right.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I had asked if Quattlebottom or
Emberflight.
They knew them.
They are not. Neither of them has heard that name before, and they ask what regiment they're in.
Regiment. Because I don't remember.
Are they 1st, 2nd Division infantry, loyalist, dragoon, cavalry?
Dragoons.
Honestly-
Oh no, they're both dragoon.
Oh.
Honestly, all of you look the same, so I'm not really sure.
It's okay.
They're
They've got the
wearing
Marvin's
hats.
pants forces.
I'm sorry, you all wear the same outfit. I don't. Some of you have hats, and some of you don't have hats.
Well,
We're trying
now,
to figure
Katie,
that.
dragoons don't they wear blue?
Yes. Yes, the dragoon uniform involves a blue coat. You
So
can
blue and green. There's some difference.
Yes.
They're cool
There is-
tones, but you
Oh,
know.
I
there's
understand that these are obviously different than the people that we met before, but
right.
I meant between everyone that we have met from the Empire. I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's confusing.
I don't understand why you all look so the same.
And the
It's very-
ranking seems not nice, right? Like they have
The
the
hats
big
make
hats
sense.
with the big plumes.
The hats
and
are
the-
very good indicators of who
gold.
is in the hierarchy.
Well,
But-
yes.
But below that, you all wear the same thing. It's very hard to remember all of you.
Well, that's the point, isn't it, then?
You don't want to be remembered.
Well, we want to be remembered, but we want to think as a group.
And dressing the same makes you think the same.
It creates an esprit de corps.
Creates a what?
A spirit of the army. We are different, but we are one essence. We are one entity on the field. When the company is ordered to charge, we charge as one. When we hold the ground, we hold ground as one. When we wheel to the right, the entire company spins in a tight formation.
Yeah, but I bet you don't get the same amount of funds allocated as some other groups do, huh?
Well, they both look down at their coats kind of reflexively, and one will kind of give a tug at it. There are some nights in these winters in this area where something a bit more, the wool of the regular army would be preferred to the oiled canvas of the loyalist brigades, but I can't complain. I mean, even before we put out, what was it, eight weeks ago, we were still getting, we still had our coats, we had our uniforms, square meal ration once a week doled out for us to spread out over the days. Decent.
So you've been. Sorry, go ahead.
Decent coin when we had time where we weren't mustered out or holed up in one of the barracks.
I mean, as long as you're happy, you're doing what you do, that's really all that life's about, isn't it?
Well, not everyone's cut out for the army. But it takes a certain individual, a true-blooded reality prime to volunteer to be a loyalist.
True-blooded? What does that mean?
Well, all of us can trace our lineage back to the time before the convergence.
Well, can't everyone do that before the convergence?
But when the convergence happened, you see, part of the reestablishment of order and the chaos that followed was the raising of the loyal regiments. Men and women willing to take up arms to protect the peace and the order.
But what does your blood being true have anything to do with that?
Well, it's just a bit of pride that we know that we welcome those who came through convergence events, despite our own families not having done so.
Are there people that do not?
Well, I suppose there are those that think that convergences are abominations.
Yeah, we kind of just ran into people like that.
That is true. That is a very good point, Sam.
Yes. And the one thing that holds us in common within the Legion is that we recognize the importance of the Order, we recognize the authority of the Empress, and we're willing to fight to protect those that she now rules over.
Does the Empress rule over everyone, no matter if you are originally from this reality or not?
Well, the stories go, and the Marshal will stop talking and Barnes will pick up. The stories go that everything she can see from the top of her highest towers is her domain.
But what if she starts losing her vision? Does that mean that her... Because there are some people that cannot see very far. Does she have some sort of aid of a device to help her see very far? Because I have seen from our I just totally blanked. From our 7-Eleven, you can only see so far, and before trees get in the way.
True.
So does she only see until the trees or a mountain?
I can't say that I'm enough of a politician to understand exactly the borders.
But so let me just as a friendly conversation, trying to because when I'm from the sticks, literally. I don't really understand much of this either, even though I was born here. But so you guys are very proud of the fact that you can trace your lineage back to people who are from Reality Prime. Is that correct?
Perhaps one's overstating it when we say really proud. It's a point of understanding the legacy of the Legion.
Right.
When the Legion was first formed, the first regiment mustered, it was those who understood that this was now a world of chaos, and that it was our place to help restore the order, to keep the bands of the brigands. There was my father told of a story of his father who fought against some sort of large bestial men in mass groups sweeping up from the south, that he was mustered into battle against to help protect the city and more important, the farms beyond it even.
Right, but you all mustered behind the Empress, who is from a different plane.
Right.
And so you're all good with that.
Well, order is stored with this. And in the chaos, the Imperial forces, according to the stories, were the ones most likely to come up and establish peace.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted, because we run into people who aren't super friendly with people not of this plane.
So you would allow someone that came through a Convergence event to join your brigade now, as long as they do not cause
not
chaos.
join, but be in your camp for the night.
Oh, absolutely, we would. Absolutely, we bear no ill will. Far from. To be fair, if you, for example, and I don't presume to know your lineage, but let's assume for the sake that you came through a convergence, just for the sake of argument.
I did come through a convergence.
Well,
event.
yeah, hypothetically speaking, no, right, Katie? If we're going to hypothetically, if Katie went through a convergence.
He actually turns and puts his halberd down. I do not want to be rude and presume. That is not my place.
Sure.
But for the sake of argument.
Hypothetically.
Helena will lean over. Now would be a good time to just agree with her and nod a few times.
She's on a roll.
She'll explain later, perhaps.
When you're older.
Because basically, remember, folks, Katie speaks 2 languages, angry half-orc and mom. She does not speak hypothetical.
Wow.
Am I wrong?
I mean, angry half-orc mom is a language. That's true.
You're never wrong.
That's true. So Katie will forcibly nod, probably too much.
So it would be the case then that one would assume that if you wanted to join the military, and who would not want to take, as they say, the Empress's shilling? Although I'm not entirely sure it's a simple shilling anymore. Given the currency exchange, it's a bit more than that. And then there was the inflation over the last 20 years.
Stay on topic. Stay on topic. Marshall, it's okay.
I trade with Skittles and candy, so this is really not hitting home for me right now.
Speaking of dragoons, I knew a young lady that used to collect coin from different realities.
Oh, we ran into her.
Yes. What's her name? She was under the command of Lieutenant Emberflake.
Oh yes, very kind lass.
It wasn't Constantine.
Wait,
no.
wasn't I put Gilbert. Was it Gilbert?
Yep.
Okay,
Gilbert.
okay.
Oh yeah,
Wait, Gilbert was their last name.
That
Or
was
the
her last
first. I totally thought it was a dude. Anyway, I'm assuming. Never mind. It's Gilbert.
Y'all are fun. But let's assume then, for the sake that you were, or that you did not want to be part of a loyalist regiment. You freely have the option to go straight into the military to join the regular army, or cavalry, or dragoon regiments. And that's the nature of it. The loyalists, we began as a military made up of those that were here when the first convergence brought the imperial city through. And that's a bit of our legacy. Part of the honor of wearing the green is connected to that.
I see. So it's exclusion through tradition.
You could say so.
But like, I'm fine. I don't want to join or anything like that. I'm not trying to say like exclusion is a bad thing. Like it's just you're just the original ensemble kind of deal, right?
Yes, I suppose you could say that.
I guess that's a nicer way. Sorry, I didn't mean to put it in a rude way.
No, and it now that you put some spot on it, and we're speaking away from the NCOs, it's a bit. I can understand the point of view that some might have, but again, it's tradition. And,
sure.
And to be fair, it's not so much that we think we're necessarily better because of the bloodline. It's just that acknowledgement that those of us that have ridden out all of the incoming excitement have had to find ways to provide stability where we could.
Sure.
To help those that came through as travelers that needed a guiding hand to find their way to a safe camp. And if that hand that we offered out was met with a blade, to match it equally so on behalf of those that were here.
That sounds great. Sure, yeah. As like, acceptance. That's a great quality.
Right. Sorry to preach.
No. I asked for more information about, your group, because, like I said, we've run into people a lot less tolerable.
Friendly.
Yes, and you'll find the new captain to be quite a character, and her partner equally so.
Oh, well, you keep saying her partner, but you're not giving us a name.
Well, that's just what we all call them.
Do they not have a name?
They both kind of look at each other, and there's a moment where they kind of look at each other with like a, what is? Well, we just call her the new captain and her partner.
For all of the other more military people that we have met, they have asked to be called by their name. We tried that with one of them, and he didn't like it that we gave him a different name. So it's very odd that you do not have a name for your new commander.
Well, we hadn't really thought of it that way. It's just simply how they've asked us to address them since they've taken command of the company.
They took command of the company.
Well, yes. Thus the new part of new captain. To which everyone goes, and her partner.
Can
I take like a deep sniff and see if I smell any kind of like arcane influence on either of them? This feels like someone came in and charmed a bunch of people in not a good way. That's what I'm getting from this.
In tandem to that, when Katie hears that is against everything that she has known about this military. So she's gonna, after what Sam's gonna do, she's gonna cast Dispel Magic. Because we don't have sense magic, but Dispel Magic.
You don't want to see what it is, you just want to break it.
Well, I don't have that. I don't have it. I have identified, but like I don't think that's gonna help.
I'm just clarifying intention, and that's kind of like mechanically what's going on. We'd like to sense magic, but we can't. So we're just going to break whatever the magic is and hope nothing terrible happens.
Right.
Well, I will put this thought to you. Has Sam, or rather Molly as Sam, dumped all of the beans about your party's intentions?
No. I mean, no.
Then you know it's not a dragon.
That's what I said. I know it's not a dragon. What I was saying is like, I don't really know what Arcana as a stat does. Can I like sense a magical, like,
Arcana
can I get a vibe?
Arcana is like the study, the way I read Arcana, the way I read magic in most Dungeons & Dragons settings, arcane magic, is it's like being really good at physics. And being able to understand the makeup of the magical part of the universe so that you can go in and start poking it.
Okay.
So
is there any type of like when they do that like glance to each other of like realizing that both of them don't know the name and then immediately being like, it's fine. It's totally normal for us not to know the name of our new commander that came in. Is there like any type of a check that I could do to see like, is there like a glaze over the eyes or something? Like, this just feels kind of weird to me.
If it's some kind of arcane magic, again, this would be you might recognize telltale sides of a charm spell. You can aim for it.
Okay, so I can roll Arcana?
Sure. You can.
Okay.
There are like 3 major rules. The rule of cool. You're always welcome to try.
I mean, my investigation is the exact same plus to it, but I'll roll whatever.
Roll Arcana. Okay. And I also want to check one more thing about Dispel Magic, because I understand that you are going straight to that.
I wish I didn't have to, but I really don't have anything. I don't have a Detect Magic. I just did Dispel, because originally we were gonna, follow people. Yes. So we haven't rested, so I haven't had a chance to redo.
Yeah. Yeah, I could do a lot more if I had any second level spell slots left, but I do not.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so with a 19 on your Arcana check, I will give you the fact that that kind of exchange between the two of them that Rob had rather intended innocently, but y'all pounced on like a couple of cats having a moment about who got fed first. There definitely is something that would be, if it's not a charm spell, it's behavior potentially consistent with it, or consistent with people that are just so into somebody they're willing to overlook things.
Okay.
So it might be magic. It might also just be that, there was that one time your cousin was like really into that other guy and you kept asking him like, well, what's he do for a living? Oh yeah. I don't know.
Right. So it's like infatuation with something, but like to like an like a unhealthy type of way.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Could be one, could be the other, gray area.
I'd like to DM the group about just like something fishy going on,
Okay. And then after that, that's the only thing Katie can really do at this point is she'll do Dispel Magic at 3rd level.
Okay. Let me do a quick search for something because I was not expecting that tonight, so I have to refer to the rules as written, the plain text of them. The good news is... the good news is that just about anything... The neat thing about playing Dungeons & Dragons is if you're ever not sure about a rule, you're usually one Google search away from somebody having already told you what that is, which is kind of nice. There's what I need. Okay. I'm going to need you then to roll me a... What's the check on it?
It says ability check using your spell casting
Casting mod.
ability,
Yep, that's what you're rolling.
which is wisdom.
Dumb for you. Yep.
Okay,
Plus your
so do I...
Go ahead.
No. So check using your... It's not telling me. So do I just click like the +3 on my wisdom
Yes.
then? Okay.
Yep, it's an ability check, so that would be off that. That would be
16.
that. That would be that. That would be... Well, this just got complicated. Would you like to consider burning a reroll?
Yes.
Do it.
Because we know your rerolls
Do
are
it.
always lower, and I just want to know if you want to reroll this. Because it would be
9
good for
o'clock.
me
Go
if
for
you had a
it.
lower roll.
It's after 9, yeah.
Oh. Oh, you don't want it to be that high.
16's pretty good.
16's very
I'm
good.
gonna keep it. I think I'm not gonna re-roll it.
Okay.
No,
Falling into that.
because if it's the DC equals 10 plus the spells level, so that means it's got to be a 6th level spell. Which,
Nice.
like, if you have a 6th level spell on this, Rob, then that's
Appropriate for your level.
no, it's
Yeah.
not. 6th level, we can only get up to 3.
But there's 4 of you.
He has an army.
Excuse me. There's 6 of us. You are discounting Fukan and JP.
Technically
Helena
7.
definitely doesn't count.
And Helena now.
Helena doesn't count.
She's like a probationary,
She's a meat
temporary. Yeah.
Meat sack. I just said
She's a temporary.
Back to meat sack.
Wait, did you say meat snack?
I didn't mean to. No, I did not say that. Definitely did
meat
not.
snack.
I mean, doesn't she look like the girl you hooked up with though?
Definitely. Maybe it was
Like a
Freudian
meat
slip.
snack is pretty appropriate.
I thought the phrase was tall glass of water.
No, definitely meat snack.
It's meat snack.
canon.
No.
It is
Where
now,
Adeline comes
apparently.
from, it's meat snack.
That makes sense, actually. Because
And
if we
we're
have a tall
walking. We're
and we're walking 16.
Are we at this camp yet?
No,
I know they're really
How
far.
far were they gonna take her, man?
Someone just walked up to you, was like, "Dang, girl, you looking like a meat snack."
We have devolved. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to the Convergence.
Did you miss us?
Oh.
Oh my
Every shot so far.
Okay. So, which one do you point at? Barnes or Marshall?
Oh, Barnes. Let's be honest, Barnes. Wait, who's the one that's been like talking more?
We'll go with
Like
Barnes.
they've been going back and forth.
We'll go with Barnes. Has been the most like chatty about the history of the Legion. He's the most like
He's the most willing to give things away.
He's
So
also-
probably lesser intelligence. So we'll go with that. Because if he was in the
Wow.
military, he wouldn't be giving away information about his. I mean, Katie may not be super smart, but she understands that you don't give away important information, especially if you're in the military.
Yeah, I'm not
about
sure what
your-
important information he gave you, but besides, even unit history isn't exactly.
No, he told us how many people are in. Like he told
Oh,
us,
yeah.
like the unit.
He told me.
And
Oh.
no, I thought we were there.
No,
I don't know.
Even
When
if
he
he,
said
even if he said a
36,
company is
Whichever
usually
one
30,
looks more stupid, she'll do that.
that's fair. We'll do hit the nice one. That's telling you about the history and proud of everything and assumes that you're
Weakness.
good people, and because that's the fatal mistake you make with this group.
Hey.
Anyway, so
We have just been misled to mistrust everyone. We
Yeah.
just can't trust anyone. They're either dragons or cultists.
I was trying.
To be fair, every single person Aveline has come across, except for this group and Mackenzie, has betrayed them.
You're not wrong.
Well,
Okay.
the dragoons didn't.
But as a very
but-
brief meta
Dragoons.
conversation, if every time is there interest in having an entire session dedicated to you meet a group of people who are absolutely harmless and just want to chat with you?
No, we're just really bad at getting past it.
I mean, is that do we
Distrust
really,
immediately.
do we really want to do that? Plus,
What do?
Don't forget,
No,
you
are
have
we?
the entire population of Haven
True.
who were cool to you guys.
Yeah. And the people that rescued us in the mall.
Yeah, and the entire people of Oxford.
Yeah. But we had an established relationship with them.
Fair.
I would like to think our curiosity has gotten out of control as opposed to we distrust everybody.
Yeah, fair. Barnes has a moment where he actually kind of stops in his tracks. And he starts to look around with this profound look of confusion.
Barnes, are you all right?
He turns, looks. Ah! Who are you?
Oh no. Oh, Barnes, buddy.
Barnes,
Marshall, what's going on? Why are we out here? To which Marshall takes up his halberd and takes a swing at Barnes's head with it.
How close are we? How close are we?
Wait, JB uses deflect attack.
Yeah, I also have a interception if I'm close
Because he was
enough.
giving them Skittles, so he would have been close enough to block.
I absolutely adore how all of you are so quick to jump to this guy's defense all of a sudden.
Yeah, because he's actually
He was
like,
clearly
doesn't know
under
what's
some
going
sort of control.
Okay.
Just yell out, Marshall, stand down, see what happens.
Also, would I feel like, I guess it doesn't say in the dispel magic thing, so I wouldn't know. I would just see the reaction.
I see Dispel Magic a lot as there are magical things here. I'm going to grab and pull, and they're going to possibly break.
Okay.
Usually, Sense Magic precedes a Dispel Magic, or you saw the effect happen, so you have a better idea of what you would expect to happen on the back end of it. But
Okay,
you didn't
that's fair.
see what caused this, so for all you know, he's going to turn into a dragon now.
Fair.
Which
Okay.
we know he won't, because again, as aforementioned, beans have not been spilled.
True.
So
Okay, that's totally fair. I just wanted to to ask about that.
It is not going to be very difficult to intercede, as all of you have different ways. Half of you at least have different ways of leaping to Barnes's defense. Rather than doing initiative for one dude, the question I'm going to ask is,
I'll grapple him.
I was
I think I was
Hurdy,
closest.
just restrain. Just restrain.
I was just gonna get
isn't that
between
what
him and hold the
grappling
halberd.
is?
Yeah.
okay, DM has to
Essentially.
consider this. DM is considering this.
I also.
I mean, we have rope and stuff.
never
If
mind.
we can hold him down.
Yeah, prisoners are always complicated from a narrative point of view, though.
Oh.
Sorry.
Plus, you tortured the last one you had.
Can we
Well,
knock
I
him
think we're gonna
out?
kill him. I think we
Into a
just
good
want to see what's going
guy.
on.
Yeah, can we just knock him out?
Well,
Like
that's what's really-
non-lethal knockout?
Sure.
Okay.
I am fine
So
with that
I'll
being the outcome of the
I
scrap.
see Katie grappling and Aveline coming in with her sword and just going like pa or her
Yeah.
fist
Yes,
because
yes,
her
yes.
fist is so much more effective.
Yeah, the sword might actually kill him on accident.
Right, so
just
it's
from
the
weight of
fist,
it.
just pa.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well negotiated, everybody. I like the way we think as a team.
Sorry.
Barnes, are you okay?
What the
So it
bloody
seems like
hell's
you've
going
been-
on?
Seems like you've been put under a spell, buddy. We ran into you guys. Actually, a Sib here ran into you guys, and you were both bringing us back, and we noticed things in your story were kind of not lining up, and then
You were
You know,
trying
Katie,
to tell
our-
us the name of your commander.
you
And you
couldn't-
did not know the name
yeah.
of your commander.
Of your commander's partner specifically.
Commander and partner.
Who you said recently took over. We've been through like a lot of stuff lately, and it seemed a little weird. So, Katie decided to see if there was any magicry going on. and that's when you snap too.
I couldn't remember Captain Walton's name.
Captain Walton. You said, is Captain Walton a she?
Yes. Yes, very proper lady.
Okay.
A bit built like your friend here, as he gestures at Aveline.
So she's strong.
Oh, absolutely. One of the most fun things is when they bring in a new batch of recruits, she likes to get a little arm wrestling contest going with them for small bits of coin.
I was just gonna ask about arm wrestling. I'd like to meet her.
Yeah, she always loses the first 8.
When were you? When did you set out? She looks to like Aveline or Sam for a better term. Of when?
What's the last thing you remember?
Have you been out?
Yeah, like
it was a few days back.
When did you leave camp to? You mustered out from the city?
From the city, yes. It was a long patrol. We were going to be heading up and around the north to northwest quadrants. A bit of a shakedown. It wasn't really intended to engage with anything, but just to get out and to flex and to have some opportunities to maybe put on some parades in some of the smaller communities if necessary and recruit a little bit.
How many days do you... How many days have you been out?
Just 2 or 3 days back, I believe.
What
because
time of year do you think it is?
Barnes, before we woke you up, before this all happened, you said that you've been out for 8 weeks.
Oh gosh, no. I have?
Barnes.
Oh, I didn't write that down.
You said that you've been out for 8 weeks out here.
Oh, good. No, that can't be.
Have you come across anything
he actually starts
unusual
doing one of these.
recently?
Well, maybe it has been 8 weeks. We always get a fresh shave before we set out. This does
Barnes,
feel
what
a
is
bit
the last thing
field
that
shaved.
what is the last thing that you remember? And I like at this point, I feel like we're stopped and we're like,
yeah, we're not going to this camp, guys.
Yeah.
We are
like
not resourced for it.
Take a moment and try to remember the last thing that you remember. Do I have anything? Bless? Can I give you a bless for memory?
Save the slot.
Okay.
You might need the healing still tonight.
Oh no. Can I mend his brain? It's a cantrip.
Just literally a slap. A gnome slap to the face.
Snap out of it.
Can you come down here for a quick second? Come here down here.
Yeah.
Oh yes, but if I recall, we were, well, maybe it was the 3rd day out. 5th day out, yes. Because we did the parade on the 3rd day. It was quite fun. I dare say there were quite a few of the children were most impressed with the maneuvers. Granted, a company...
Where was this?
Town.
In what town? Insert town name here.
DM will tell you on Discord later.
Fair enough.
Oh, I love that town.
But it was a good opportunity. Company level maneuvers are rarely so impressive. The regimental is really the look and the feel, but it's very rare that we get the entire regiment gathered up for maneuvers. It's not practical. But so as the company, we had been out, and yes, and that was the 3rd day we had the parade. The 4th day was, I think some of the NCOs were able to enjoy a fairly good feast at one of the manor houses out there in that direction. And then, it was the 5th. We came to a farmhouse. Good people there. I remember meeting the ladies of the house. I remember conversing with them about local affairs. It was rare for me to be in that company. If I recall correctly, the sergeant had opted out of the meeting and had sent me in his stead with the captain. And we talked about...
With Captain Walton.
Yes. Yes, we talked with the ladies of the house about rationing. We talked about the crops. In fact, if I recall correctly, it seemed that the farm itself wasn't being very well tended. And we were curious if we should bring back a report about that and have perhaps have them post wanted signs up for laborers to come that way if they had the funds for it, or there are mechanisms within the empire to ensure that as you understand, the assistance is needed for the local farmers to provide the crops as needed for the sustenance of the city. And if we could help with that, and now that I think on it, perhaps I was brought into that. My sister has a print shop. Perhaps is why I was present at that meeting.
Your sister was there with you?
No. I'm a bit familiar with the print trade, at least the mundane side of it. You can hire arcanists to more mass produce, and you lose a little bit of the touch in doing that. It's all so very neat.
Barnes, we are trying back to the farmhouse, back to the woman that you spoke to.
Yes.
What do you remember after speaking to them?
Well, I spoke with them, and we just discussed the rations.
Did you leave the farmhouse?
I don't remember.
Do you remember their names?
I do not.
Do you recognize where we are right now? Do you know how far it is to the farmhouse?
Oh, he scans around a bit. And takes in the trees. I don't exactly recall this particular piece of forest or this particular wagon way.
That's all right. We're just trying to figure out where this farmhouse might be and how close we might be, because we walked for a while with you and your companion, Marshall.
Yes, I can't imagine why he would attack me thus.
Well, you were both, like I said, you were both charmed, and we only had the ability to undo it on you, and it seemed like that aggravated him. Probably because he knew that you would spill the beans about not being
your mismemories.
Good with everything,
Because you were taking us back to your camp.
Yes.
Oh, yes, to the farm.
To the farm.
I was?
You were.
Why would I do that?
No, you weren't taking us to the farm. Was he taking us to a farm? I thought it was a camp.
He was taking us to the camp, but he started talking about the farm.
Yeah.
Can I send Fukan to do a reconnaissance to see if he can find a farm? Just to fly over through the trees? Or
sure.
See if he can find a camp or a farm or...
Yeah, you break out the drones and...
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, JB in drone form.
He was for a little bit when he was just
small. Like he could
a jawbreaker.
Have like the little detachable part.
Yeah.
He needs to like launch it from his head.
That would be incredible.
That would be.
Take it out.
Barnes, sorry, Katie is gonna look around to everyone. I feel like this is something that we may not be able to tackle tonight.
I agree with
this
that.
has become something that
Agreed.
Much bigger than I anticipated. Barnes, I would like to, in the morning, try to break the spell on Marshall as well.
I wonder if it's broken since he's knocked out.
I was only able to cast it on one person.
I mean, if it's 8 weeks, it kind of feels like something probably that'll be around unless you dispel it, right?
Try to go back to the farmhouse that I found before, and should we try and rest there?
How far are we away from that farmhouse now?
Yeah, 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Probably 15 if you all put the speed on. Helena could do it in 10 if you let her.
Oh, Helena's
She's a
fast
wiry
now.
little
Okay.
thing. She was
It's
going
all right.
really slow
She's
before.
Got Marshall to hold neck carry now.
I
She can
love
carry
it that like
Marshall.
Rob's gonna like move to Helena being a monk just to show us up. Like,
Oh yeah, she's got 3 levels of monk, 2
Yeah.
of sorcerer, and 15 of rogue.
she's got 47 key points.
She is a sorcerer, right? Would she have anything to break the spell?
She's tapped, I thought. We still
She's
haven't
definitely
rested.
tapped.
Yeah, we're all tapped.
Yeah, she's totally.
This has all been one day, you guys.
This is all one day. I do think we should find a camp.
Yeah.
If-
Yes.
probably going back to that farmhouse because that you'd found.
Yeah.
One
It's more
entrance.
defensible.
It's one entrance.
Exactly.
It's very defendable. It looks like it's in pretty good condition, but nobody will think anyone's there.
They are going to be looking for these men.
Exactly.
No doubt about that.
Yeah, but hopefully not until tomorrow.
I'm unfamiliar with magic, but would the person who casts this spell know that that bond has been broken now that we have broken it?
Would I know that? I don't want to do an
Insight
arcana check. I don't want to do an arcana check because I have a -2.
I have an arcana check. Would I know? If that
Can we help you?
I have a warding bond spell, so I would know about bonds between magic. Could I make an educated guess?
You are always welcome to try.
I love that.
I could assist you.
A 21.
Never mind. Don't worry about that. That's fine.
I know a lot about these magic-y things, guys.
Nice.
Just like an educated
Okay.
guess.
Typically, a charm spell is not one that you have quite as much hands-on control.
And if it was over a bunch of people too.
Right. It would
Okay.
be highly improbable that a spellcaster would know that particular spell was dispelled if it was done out of sight. Now, if you say, sake of argument, were to charm Sib, to have Sib cluck like a duck, and suddenly she stopped clucking like a duck, you might go, oh, something broke my charm spell. So there'd be a little more. Now, that said, there are species you've read about that have a different kind of charm. So it's within the realm of the possible that whatever did this will know, but that would imply that it's an incredibly powerful charm of some kind.
Along that lines, will the charm spell be off of Marshall if he was knocked out? Or no? Does it stay?
As a
don't know.
collective group, I'll let you take 10 that if they've been out here charmed for 8 weeks,
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
going to sleep does not appear to break the charm.
I feel like if
Let's
he
save
died
switches.
and we brought him back, that might be a different story.
That's a
but...
different group.
Let's
we
not.
don't do that on Wednesday nights.
Yeah. No. I'm just. That was not Sam saying that. That was Molly. I know it's hard to tell between the evil people at the table, but that was gargle. That was
talking.
truly gargle talking. Yes. Sherlock, if we kill him first.
right,
I can't
we're
wait for
walking
Katie to
back
get
to
her
the-
raise dead spells because that's going to become an actual strategy.
Yeah, probably. That'll be our plan. Sim gets in trouble, Katie kills somebody, resurrects them, we have a plan.
I love it.
Is that a plan?
Word of zombies. We're fine.
I do vote we go back and we take a nap. And
Yeah,
I'll
that's
even
true.
put like JB. Is it like stairs down or is it like a latch down into the basement?
Yoink,
Like crawl
and then
space?
down the stairs. It's yeah.
Sure.
It's like
Okay.
the best way to
It's
describe
like-
it for non-locals. Think a crawl space that you can almost stand up in.
Sure.
Well, it's almost Wizard of Oz territory
Yeah,
under the house.
yeah. Although in Sam's case, she can walk around perfectly fine, and in Katie's
Yeah.
case, she's definitely not standing in it.
I mean, I'm from the Midwest. I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about in terms of that. But definitely then I will have like JB sit over that opening because that should fully cover the opening of it once we're all in.
Mm.
And he'll like power off his lights and everything, so he just looks like kind of like a busted down machine.
Cool. Out of curiosity, are you bringing the prisoner down?
Yeah. Right? Why wouldn't we? We don't want to leave him out to run away.
Yeah, no. We wouldn't leave him out to
tie
the
him up, though.
elements.
I think Pond has
Yeah,
thoughts.
tied up, all that stuff, yeah.
Pond does have thoughts.
I'm worried about the connection.
Oh.
Okay. Is there
This
a
seems
closet?
very powerful.
Can we shove him in a closet? Like a broom
I was
cupboard?
thinking maybe tie him to a tree.
Outside? No,
I
in
guess
a cupboard.
if he was outside, then someone would find. Yeah.
Yeah, no. We find a broom cupboard or like a toilet cupboard and just shove them in there.
Is there an outbuilding on this
is
farm?
gonna look like torture.
It's not gonna look like torture.
I mean,
He's just
do we
in a
have to
box.
bury? Can we just cover his eyes and put cotton in his ears? Like, does we have to go that far? If he can't see or hear or smell, I'll shove something up his nose.
Again, I feel okay.
Am I
I
the
feel
only
like
person
if
who
we
just-
take away,
Helena, do you have anything that would break a spell or see if there's a tracking thing on this guy?
not now.
I know you're tapped out, right?
Yeah, she's tapped out. So why don't
keep
we
asking.
blindfold, lightly gag, and tie him up? It's standard procedure, y'all. Like it's not torture.
I would agree.
Yeah,
Standard
it's-
procedure. Yeah.
It's better than burying him. Like,
Right.
why would we bury? I don't know. Just,
Well,
I
I
was
will
just
say that
thinking
it's-
another outbuilding on the property.
I mean, I could acid splash his eyes.
No,
but I feel like that
no,
would
we're
be
not
a
doing
terrible idea, you guys. So let's just.
There, I'll find another building. We'll put him in that. Fukan can guard him. Does that sound good?
I just don't. I feel like if you put him away from us, he'll be gone in the morning. Is my only qualm with that.
Yes, I think you all brought up a really valid point of like potentially someone getting to see perspective through him. I was thinking more that he could be used like a little tracking beacon and they could find us wherever we are because he's with us.
Do we know about like any sort of like tracking?
Well, yeah, I mean it exists.
But I was hoping
Aveline
Helena
doesn't
might
understand
be able to
magic,
tell
so
us.
she just assumes it will do everything.
Right. Sure. And I get that. I do get that.
Because the only thing that Katie would know of is like, I don't. I mean, anything that she knows would have to be within a certain amount of feet. So.
I mean, literally all I have left is catapult. So
Oh yeah,
we're
no,
really
no.
looking
Like
with
just arcane knowledge in general.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. So
I think, yeah, with JB blocking the way, having him with us, and as long as someone's also keeping watch, it should be okay.
I'll do first watch. And we've got Fukan can help, and place full of risk.
I mean, can Fukan watch like the thing
he
is
can.
that JB doesn't have to sleep. Does Fukan have to sleep? I assume he's
Not a lot, but yeah, he definitely wants.
Okay.
He'll sleep some, yeah.
I feel like we should have someone like inside sitting on the thing and then someone like patrolling perimeter and then people awake also inside with the prisoner or wherever the prisoner's going to be.
Also, didn't Fukan go to the farm to go check it out?
Well, he went to go check it out, so he's not with us, but he'll come back.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Fukan does have a chance to come back.
Excellent. What did you find out?
He does confirm that he found a farm probably about another 15-minute walk past where you all were.
Mm-hmm.
It's a farmhouse. It's a ranch building. There's an
lot of...
there was some pretty good number of people around, moving in and out of it. He did not provide an exact number. But
Can't count
it'd be
over
a
three.
number somewhere around 8, maybe 9. And an old dog.
An old dog. It's very specific, Fuka.
An old dog.
Type of dog.
Were they
If you
moving
hurt
things?
a dog, then we're in trouble, y'all.
Was he a good boy?
Kind of a classic American mutt.
Focus! Focus!
Oh, it's a new pet. We got a new pet.
Little Rottweiler mixed in with a little bit of Husky with a few dabs of Lab.
Maybe just a little whippet.
And no,
Little Basset, was he short? Was he
Hey,
little
I just
Basset hound?
I'm waiting for him to blend all your
Wait,
dogs.
he is a whippet basset German Shepherd mix.
Oh yes.
Oh, that's a
What would that
terrifying
even-
thought.
What that
That
even
is
look
that's
like?
a horrific dog.
That's a bad dog. Don't do that.
That dog ain't gonna live very long. That dog
It
got,
got hip problems. It got heart problems. It got all them problems.
That dog has a horrific back.
We used to have a friend that had what he referred to as a golden wiener because it was a golden retriever wiener dog combo.
Oh.
So it's like a golden retriever that had been cut off at the knees.
How does that?
Adorable! You don't even want to go there. It was adorable.
That's an
Super
awkward
cute.
date, is what that is. Like, I'm really
But
sorry.
Adorable dog. I really. Okay.
Okay.
So,
I
an
think
old
we have a
dog,
good
8
plan.
to 9 people. Were they? Yeah.
But we're gonna sleep tonight, keeping watch. Did we throw Marshall into a closet? What did we do with him?
Yeah, there'll be a pantry closet downstairs.
Yeah, just dark. It's just dark. Can't see nothing. Tied up. Light gag. You know, we're not forcing anything down
He
anywhere.
won't choke to death overnight.
Right. You know.
You hope.
Hey, we are good. We are good at capturing people, apparently. So. Also good at torturing people, but we're not doing that. This is just a simple capture and release program, all right?
That's
Capture and release.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
No.
All right. And then you
This
set
time.
your watches. For his part, Barnes is going to seem like the least ready to sleep. He
Sure.
actually will kind of make a point of finding a spot to sit and just like stare, if anything else. He almost looks afraid to close his eyes.
I'll take first watch. I'm just gonna talk to Barnes while watching.
Yeah. I think for any of us taking watches, we'll talk to Barnes and that sort of stuff.
How many people have to take watch? I'm curious.
However many we want. It just we need to
3
get
is
8 hours of
standard.
sleep, right?
Yeah, I think 3 is standard.
Okay.
Or
Is it
2.
would it be all right if I used my watch time to record and remember information
To
on
keep
the
digging
convergence?
through the book.
Because as soon as I memorize it, I'm burning the
Destroying it.
pages. Yeah. So
Yeah, so you
if I
can
could get through a couple more chapters, that'd be great.
Yeah, the good news is the next one you have coming up is literally 32 pages on apple tart recipes.
My mom has a better recipe. Get out of here with this. You're not browning the butter, Ted. That's ridiculous. You have to brown the butter.
Oh no, there's 4 pages dedicated to why you don't have to.
No, you have to. You get the flavor. The brown flecks of butter.
Ted didn't know what he was doing anyway.
He didn't
so
know
it's
what he
fine.
was doing at all.
He died.
He did. And because he didn't know how to make a good apple tart. That's why.
I love the fact that Molly's
solved it.
watch is just muttering to herself. About
Yeah,
butter and apple
Sam
tart.
fully is like, he didn't know how to make a good. This is this is trash. Just like flipping angry flipping through it.
Sean would be
Hate
so
studying.
angry.
Yeah.
Hate studying. I remember those days from college.
Don't we all?
You get your full night's rest. Somewhat perhaps to your collective disappointment, nothing terribly interesting passes with the night. You wake up a little dirtier and a little tighter. Hard to find something comfortable, but you got through it. What are your priorities on the morning?
Well, can we maybe break the spell on Marshall?
Katie is currently choosing spells for the day, but yes. So
now, Helena, do you have anything that could? I don't know what you can do. Would you have something that could either identify what kind of a spell's on him, or track backwards to the people that put a spell on him, or break the spell on him?
Let's see. That is a first level. Wait a second. Helena looks incredibly pained as you approach her and begin asking about that. I could. I can. If I had my books.
You have to learn it, don't you?
And she gestures towards Katie where she's praying. It's not a dissimilar process to sit. I have abilities, and I can wrap my hands around the strands of arcane energy as needed, but it's not the sort of thing one sticks with.
How about a different question? Because you've been a watcher in this area, do you know of any creatures that are known for casting spells, or areas where you've asked people to avoid because of spells or control?
Unfortunately, no. My expertise has always been focused on the bipedal creatures that came through that we call gnolls. I'm quite familiar with their culture, though. You see, it's a thing.
Gnoll culture?
Yes. Well, what's left of it now.
Right.
Where's
your curiosity? Helena, you're more useful than this. You were there that short of a time. You had to have gone exploring. Heard tales from other people.
I'm terribly sorry, but my brother and I focused entirely on our task. We weren't ones to wander off. I mean, it was bad enough that he got himself killed investigating what we were there to investigate. And you're asking if I went off to investigate things I wasn't? It was hard enough just to stay on the position. They tried to recall me multiple times.
Okay.
Can I hear this?
Sure.
Aveline approaches very casually. You say you had no desire to investigate further outside of your job, but you dropped so much to help Ted to essentially, and I try to say this gracefully, ruin my life. But you have nothing else?
I had no idea he would... I was trying to protect you.
Katie peeks one eye open.
And it was my own curiosity. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
Helena, what... Oh, sorry.
Go, please.
Oh, I was going to ask, what was Ted's intention with Aveline?
His initial calculations were an attempt to locate your event. And the start of the work established that it had to be anchored with someone from that reality. And unfortunately, well, we didn't have you. And at the same time, my curiosity got the better of me. You're not wrong. I am willing to go off task. And our conversation got me painfully curious. So I set out to begin establishing an understanding as to who else may have come through with that event. In particular, any one that would resonate with my energy.
Why?
I
Why
wanted
did Ted want this event? Like, why mine? Why?
proximity, perhaps? He knew what it was. He knew it had been relatively recent on the scale of convergences. Perhaps when he began his calculations, he had hoped you would assist, or that he could use it as a reward for having helped him recover the artifacts he needed. Unfortunately, once I found her, his entire demeanor shifted. He decided that she would act as the anchor, and despite my protestations that we didn't know what would happen, he insisted. And I wasn't strong enough to stop him. And perhaps I didn't want to. It would have meant not meeting her. And as you saw, and she glances towards Katie, it's a powerful thing to see what fate weaves of you in other worlds.
It's powerful, but very disorienting.
Yes.
She's still out there. She didn't leave. She is still walking this
I know.
world. And if you want to meet her again and talk with her and have any of this, we need your help. We need something from you.
Anything I can give, you know I will. She's terrified. She's sad. And I don't even know how I'm going to speak to her when we find her. I don't even know where to tell her to go.
Well, I think an apology is the first thing that you need to give to her.
I've tried.
Not hard enough.
Wait, did you see her after the event?
No.
Are you
before?
But we
connected? Are you connected to her now?
we speak far more frequently than I would like. It's an uncanny thing. We exist in tandem. We're one entity on the same plane. Now that we know of each other and we've had that momentary connection.
And you were going to sacrifice her in an experiment that might not have worked.
I'm
because
just
of curiosity.
I'm just looking at Katie. Like,
Yeah.
Wait, what do you...
I didn't know there was...
Pardon. No. Helena, shut up. What do you mean, connection? What do you mean you speak to her?
I hear her. I can... Sometimes I can pick up her emotions. Sometimes a bit of word. It's usually something very strong. She doesn't swear that often.
How long did this happen? Did this happen right after you met her?
It took time. I think it was a matter of finding a harmonic frequency on which our minds could balance, so that the energies would constructively interfere as opposed to deconstructively, like waves on a lake, building each other as opposed to canceling each other out.
Do you believe that is because you were in prolonged contact with one another?
No, we weren't. That's the thing. I wanted to find her, so I began doing the research to make a device that would let me. I didn't tell Ted what I was working on much. I kept telling him I was assisting, and I had actually planned not to speak to him about it. Unfortunately, he, as you know, can be a bit more violently persuasive than others.
Katie gets up and turns towards a window or anything and just has her back to Helena right now. And is just thinking. is just pondering everything that she just said.
Aveline's gonna walk up to her and just put a hand on Katie's shoulder. Say, do you want to be alone right now?
No. I've not felt anything yet. So perhaps this is something unique to the two of them. But it's been so recent. This will be a problem, though, if this happens.
Shadow77 asks for a
anything
pause to know how Katie
like you,
feels right now.
Then she is a good person.
She is. But she has been influenced. And I fear that it will cause us more trouble down the road. Not that there's anything that we can do about it now, but I will let you know if I feel or hear anything that is not my own, and we will take action then. We have other things to think about now.
The DM is going to cut in with, we have a request for an LK to very specifically describe what Katie is feeling.
Katie just kind of feels like, how do you explain that? Like a sense of her being one person has been kind of ripped away. There's a level of security of knowing that aside from the random kind of inserts from Sam, you're safe in your own head. And that Katie is feeling that level of security has been torn away slightly. And she's there's a level of, I will say there's a level of relief of knowing that she won't leave her other self to what she sees as a bad situation, basically. But she also knows that where Zari is right now, there's no convincing her of anything different. And so to have that level of connection with Zari, Katie is, again, it's that feeling of like you're not safe in your own head. You're not alone in your own head anymore. You've lost this sense of like, it's not originality. That's the wrong, I can't think of the term for it, but
it's not that it's not whether or not you're a unique individual. It's that you might have another, when you think in words, there's a small possibility it's someone
that you have an
else
intruder.
thinking.
Yeah. That you have an intruder or an influence in your life and you may not even realize it.
We can go with unsettled, perhaps.
Yeah, I think
good word.
unsettled is a good general word for it. Yeah.
Cool. Do we agree this is a really neat place to wrap for the week?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Then we shall, as we rapidly approach 10 o'clock. We know Molly is way overdue to hit her pillows, having had a torturous week. So we want to let her have that opportunity. Amongst everybody else, I actually don't have any interviews tomorrow. It's the only day this week I don't have interviews. I've done 2 a day for the last 3 days. So it's been an exciting run. So on that note, let's go back around the table and kind of hear what we thought about who we are, who we were, and the star moment of the night. I feel like y'all had a lot. We had a roller coaster, And I'm just kind of curious, which are going to be the star moments? Are they going to be the peaks looking down about to screech, or those moments where, yeah, you're screeching? Molly, do you mind kicking us off? So we'll go back around the opposite the way we originally did.
Sure. Sorry, I just took a huge
I know.
drink of
I
water
saw
when
that. I
you
looked
said
up. I'm
that.
like, oh, I'm going to have to keep talking while you
you're
swallow.
fine. I'm Barely Molly. I played Samantha Metal, who's the gnome artificer, and JB, the steel defender. A star of the night. I actually wrote with a little star next to it that it was the walkie-talkie thing with Sib, and the fact that I literally can go back and find in the episodes how many times I have explained the walkie-talkies and how many I've given them to you since we encountered that handsome Jack guy in the thieves thing in the first town we were in. You have had this walkie-talkie, Sib. And I just need to. That was hilarious. The fact that you were like, I found a farm and I'm here and there's people and cut off. And it was just like.
And does this thing have a word limit?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's the last thing that comes through.
And it was just like, oh, I do not have enough words to respond to this. It was so good.
Fair. NLK, you ready?
Yeah, so I am NLK or Nightlight Night. You can find me here on Twitch. But tonight I played Katazar or Katie. And I think the star of the night, it is a definite toss-up between the dispel magic actually working, because that was a huge shot in the dark. Quite honestly, I was like, I'm just gonna waste this spell slot. It's fine. That or I'm gonna search for tracks for Fukon. Like, just let Fukon flies.
I would like to investigate for tracks.
Yes, in the air, the air currents. There's a toss up between those two. Both so good. So good.
Many fun moments. All right, Tiffany, you're up.
Hi, I'm Tiffany, and I played Sib. And I would have gone definitely with the whole Sib can't use the thing. But then that amazing scene at the end, I have to go with that. I have to go. We finally talked to Helena, and then that. So I gotta go with that. But the others were good, but I gotta go with that.
Before Pon goes, I want to mention I wasn't sure we were going to have that scene this session, because you had said we got to talk to Helena, we got to figure out what's going on. I'm like, okay, they totally will. I'm going to go find a place on my own to go camp.
We thought it'd take 5 minutes. I thought I'd find a place and come back and we'd have this big thing with Helena. And no, you
literally
I've
finding
got
the
to
camp
fail
took
my
the whole
perception.
session. I thought we were gonna camp and then be rested
Yes.
for 2 hours.
I was so
thought
expected. I was like, oh, we're gonna rest and then we'll go on this adventure, but then just mysterious strangers.
Adventure happens to you. Pond, you're up.
Hi everyone, I'm that other Pond. I also agree with the finding it really. In my notes, I just put a too long didn't read. We took the whole session to find a camp.
Wow.
It was great. But no, there's lots of good notes in there too. And my star of the night is I would have to agree that ending, just that reveal was really, really nice. I wasn't expecting that. And I wasn't really sure where this whole Helena thing was going or how it would tie in. And like after all frankly, after all the shit we gave her and it ended up like having this huge truth bomb was really cool and really fun. I really enjoyed that. So also just Katie turning with Helena in her arm to help her talk with everybody. Because it's very just a great image.
So helpful.
Katie's so big. Just like I love it. Swole.
Accurate. And my name is Rob, aka Lantern Noir. I got to be everybody else, which is a lot of fun. I cannot add to what we had here tonight. It was one fun. It was a roller coaster. We had really high laughs. We had some really high tension. I've been sitting on the truth about Helena's role with Ted since the middle of last season, of trying to figure out, because I had written up the lore for how the convergence worked and the need for the anchor. That was already part of it, and a little bit of the, well, is the interaction between Aveline and Helena enough to get Helena's curiosity kicked up a step or two? And that then led down a bit of writing. It's like, all right, so this is how that all played out. Let's see what happens with them when they get it. So I've been kind of waiting for that for a bit now to put into play. So it was kind of fun to see it play out, see everyone take it in, and to see Katie reacting to the, okay, so Zari is now officially part of our universe. And I'm sure everyone else went around the table going, oh, is my head about to get slightly full? Because that, again, could happen. It's kind of cool. So I had a lot of fun tonight too. And thank you everyone that was here as part of the stream. We appreciate all of you being part of it. I'm going to be updating I sent out for those that participated in our Kickstarter. Thank you to everyone who helped fund our next round. I'm locking in our artist for the main artwork in the next day or two. Molly hit me up with her templates for the JB pins. So we're going to get those off to the print shop relatively soon. We're going to have the new, theoretically, if you've been following me on Twitter, you've seen, some previews of the character art coming soon. So we're going to be putting some new profile pictures up with everybody in order to kind of help kind of change some of that look for the stream. So it's going to be really, really fun to get all those into place and add all those bits in. So we got a lot going. We want to thank all of you for supporting us there. We'll have our usual, this episode brought to you by, hopefully starting next week. If you did back, please double check your email for that survey so I can get that ball rolling. And we'll do all of that. A special thanks to Brookie Cookie for bringing people over right as we were getting up and running. Huge thanks again to Wooly and Bravo for supporting the stream and being part of all of that, and with the gifts and with the resub, because that's how we keep the lights on around here. I will be back. I think my next stream is going to be Saturday morning. I'll be doing coffee, just chilling out. The Bitter Victory is on hiatus as everyone has a lie-in, which in some cases means they take dogs for walks. Some people go to cons. And I think in one case, they just get sloshed drunk and don't come to bed till late because of the way the time zones work. Saturday morning is a funny place around the world. But I should be here Saturday morning to hang out, have some coffee, talk about the week in Dungeons & Dragons, how all my interviews went, and where we landed. So please enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you again for those that helped out. And until the next time we all hang out, buckle up. We're going to head over to the Reluctant Hermits. And on your way there, please stay safe.